What up, what up? It's your boy Woody, and today we got Mantras of Monsters. And guys, we just got done with Frenzy, and I tell you what, the matchups were good. There was a lot of there was a lot of big hits, a lot of big nations versus other big nations. We kind of wish that it was void in some nations, but we do have quite a bit of people here, and yeah, very good. And they're running in here pretty quickly. Um, Southern Vermont, hello. First one to talk on the YouTube chat. So what in my nation, we were against the Lock Nation 666, and right off the bat, I will show what we got. It was it was bad. It was bad. Like we beat that. It was 12 billion to 5.2 billion. So and yeah, it was bad. There was no bubbling. We had C-34s that got to the point where they just stopped bubbling because there was just so much to hit. The problem was is that the people that did have the bubbles in 666 that weren't down, they had a little bit of troops, so it was always like hidden. We got to a point where we just posted up at a hive and just burnt the whole hive, farms and all. Farms had freaking T5s and T6s in it. We're just like, fuck it, we just burn it all. So like all the alliances in 666 got burned to the ground. But
So it sounds like you were at a Chinese buffet like me last event.
dude, it was a Chinese buffet. I'm not gonna lie. But so, anyways, Big Bird 621. How did yours go over there?
Yeah, I was just trying to pull up the screen. I know that we won.
Hmm.
I do not know what the score was. Give me one sec.
That's fine.
Looks like we ended 11.8 to 8.8.
Also that.
Yeah, I mean, I was unfortunately traveling out of town this weekend,
Hmm.
so I was not able to play much. I know 564 has got a great nation, and I just can't speak to the battles because I was not really present for them, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
But I know that they're a good opponent. Definitely not anyone that you can overlook, and I can only assume that we had some good fights. I don't know the answer to that, unfortunately.
Well, another thing is like just being in your nation in 621, it's intimidating. Let's be real. It is very intimidating going against a nation like that. It'd be like my nation going against um, 799, with Beast and Ducky. I mean, it's intimidating. You know that if you get hit by that fucking guy, it's game over. You know what I mean? Like it's even with reinforcements, that one person can really do some damage. And you guys have more than just one person like that.
Yeah, for sure. I hear that. 564. They definitely also have some ballers too. I mean, I know Thorf is the one that jumps to mind. He's a Max City guy. And anytime you got a player like that to help anchor your nation, it's a real X factor.
Okay.
Having somebody who and I'm just talking generally now, but having somebody who is, virtually impossible to counter, that can be, having someone like that is a real asset for nations, especially in kill events, because that person can lead the attack and not really have to worry about getting countered. It's like if Lead God can lead the attack and go in first, and
Yeah,
no one's going to
like
counter him.
it's like when Go got slapped by Raziel.
Go ahead, Big Bird.
Yeah, I was just saying, 564's got some heavy hitters too. I think some of those guys fly a little bit under the radar, just because they may not be as active on Discord, but they're a great nation, got a ton of power, and so a lot of respect between our two nations.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this, because this is something a lot of people's been asking me on the side in private. Is it better to have a city with a lot of BP, you know, 300 and up, versus 41, where they can all hide, where they can hide all their troops and not be countered if they do it right.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you my general thought on that is that troops should be the last thing that you should be going heavy on buying. I think you should be working on everything else first, and um, if you've maxed out everything else and then you want to go build up your troops, that's great. But uh, you know, I think the worst place to be is in that no man's land of um, greater than 5 or 6 fleets, so you can't hide, but not big enough to deter, because it really limits you and what you can do in kill events. Because you either have to stay in your nation or you have to make sure you have to set it up so you can't get countered. And um, in my prior nation, I was hovering around like 120 and 130 maybe million BP.
Hmm.
And my feeling was like I wasn't going to delete troops for no reason. I was pretty active on trying to kill them off for biochemical juice.
Right.
But my feeling was, listen, if I get hit big, I'm going down, and I'm going to drop down to 5 fleets as opposed to trying to go back up. Because the amount of money required to really push your BP based on troops at a fast rate, it just it didn't at least it didn't make sense for the type of player that I am,
Right. Hmm.
but once you get up there, it's really hard to kind of fall back down. Once you pass that, whatever that threshold is, and it changes from nation to nation, once you pass that threshold, then there's no looking back. It's just you have to consider, how long am I going to be in that no man's land of greater than 5 or 6 fleets, but still too small to prevent people from attacking, or at least make people have to think twice about it.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things you can do to kind of mitigate some of those losses is build in some buffer, some padding to eat up some of those deaths. But for me, at least in my last nation, my thought was, there's enough that I need to work on in the city that I'm not going to be driving a bunch of spend towards more troops. And so the growth rate for me on BP just wasn't fast enough to justify trying to build up big. I mean, I built in some padding to mitigate if I got countered or I got hit, in the enemy nation. But my feeling was, if I got hit bad, I was going to drop down to 5 or 6 fleets. The thing is, though, is like, big BP is sexy, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're a max buy player, you eventually want to get your BP up to a point where it's impressive. I think, though, the way that Camel's gone on a lot of these new events, like, the value of having a lot of troops is really down. I mean, we're a big EW alliance, so there is some value for us. We're also a big GC alliance or big GC nation. And so there's some value for us in having higher troop counts, because it gives us more endurance in those rounds. And we've definitely needed that, especially a couple GCs ago when, we were getting tag teams 3-on-1 in the finals. But
You
for
didn't
a
like
lot of
that, did you?
alliances,
Didn't like that.
you know what? That was the sweetest win that I've ever had. So it worked out. You know what I mean?
And on top of that, you made top players in the supposed top nation in the game quit. That's
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah.
talking, guys. You're talking about players that has already spent over, like, no joke, over $1 million, U.S. dollars, or what, Chinese yang, whatever you want to call it, up and just leave the game. Like, big money, not fucking just up and go. That's that. I think that's the more impressive part, is that not only did you guys take on 3 major alliances, but after that you made them leave the game. I don't know. That's the kind of that's one thing I look at, like what you guys are able to do. Um, no one wants anyone leaving the game, guys. Period. But it is definitely an accomplishment.
I think that's more of a an internation or alliance cause than the effect of the event. To be honest with you.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I hesitate to take credit for somebody in another nation like leaving. I think at least what I heard, and it's limited because I wasn't, I don't know what was happening behind the scenes, but it sounded like there was some frustration within the nation, as opposed to like I don't know. I don't feel like I made that guy quit or anything like that. I certainly
Yeah,
did,
I
but,
seriously, but it didn't
but
help.
But I hear what you're saying. I think to close the loop, though, for us, the events that we prioritize, having some additional troops is helpful. For a lot of the newer events where Camel has capped the number of troops, it becomes even less valuable unless you are a very large player, like very big spender. It becomes less valuable having all those troops. And again, you got to kind of do the cost benefit analysis of how quickly can you move from above 5 and 6 fleets through that no man's land kind of level into a point where it's unlikely that you're going to get attacked.
well, what would you think the sweet spot would be? Like I'm at 351 right now, um, and I mean I've been able to hold off like an 80-man hit. Let me rephrase that. An 80-man hit that wasn't like like 385 or 621. I'm sure that I would fall and burn with an 80-man hit against you guys. I'm not an idiot, but like
Yeah, I
against.
mean,
Go ahead.
oh, sorry, I didn't. No, I was just going to say, I think it's dependent on your nation age and your opponents. I mean, I think I'm around 325. And for me, at that level, I am taking into consideration who we're fighting when in my play style. Like against a 425, I mean, we saw those guys in Frenzy recently. I played differently. I was worried about a counter. Like I'm not that big. You know what I mean?
Right.
The people who I think are moving into an area where they're not going to be countered by many. I mean, LG, remind me, were you like 550 or 600 when you got hit by Sin?
Evening, guys. Good evening. Happy Sunday. Sunday night, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I was a little over 600 then when that happened. But that was also zero rain. Just wanted to see what the city could do type deal. Wasn't really in a battle setting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was about 615 million, if I remember correctly. My Titans went down fast. It was not a close battle. Sin fucked me up. And it made me play differently, straight up. Same thing. Take the words right out of your mouth is depending on who you're playing. My shield's up.
That's what
And I'm well over 700, BP, 700 million BP now. I got like 45 million or so troops, give or take a couple. And against the right nation, man, you can ask around. I use a shield. And same with you guys, So, I was using a shield against 621, man. I'm no dummy. I'm not trying to give you guys that report,
That hit,
it's all over
that hit is
Facebook
different though. Like I will always say that hit is like it counts, but it doesn't count because
yeah.
there
I
was no
mean,
rain at the end of the day. There was like legit no rains.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
again, it was for me. It was simply a test thing. It was super selfish of me too. I really didn't think about it much because we also lost the frenzy because of that hit. It was a fuck ton of points, and I did not take that in consideration. But here nor there, I just I was at a point where I just kind of wanted to know what it would do if I didn't get rain, if my shield did, the what ifs, and I got my answer, and and I halfway knew that Sin would, Sin's, arguably one of the strongest alliances, if not the strongest alliance in the game. So those guys taking a whack at you, and it wasn't like a speed attack either. They had nice time attack, no speed. Everyone hit at the same time, minus like 2 people I think arrived a tad bit early. And yeah, they absolutely smoked me. It was not close by any sense of the word. I do not have that report saved, or I'd throw it in the chat because fuck that report.
I don't blame.
Yeah.
I don't blame. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
But I'm sure it's in somebody's wheelhouse somewhere. But yeah, it just wasn't a good battle at all. I had my entire team online watching. It was difficult for them to watch. But again, it was, I just kind of wanted to see what the city could do.
Well,
And depending on who you're fighting, man, I don't care who you are. Like, if you put Ronaldo City in 4-2-5, we're coming after that ass.
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We're coming. We're coming, bro. So against the right people, the right motherfucker can get it, and I'm no different, and I know there's a good handful of alliances that can give me a run for my money if I don't put that damn shield up,
So you think like let me ask you the difference between like obviously kills and dead troops that you got. Was it so significant that if it was void, like how much BP would you have lost? And like where you're at now, if they did it against you now, with no rain, would you still burn?
I mean, I would only assume that I would still burn regardless of the BP, just because there was 85 Titans in my city, or 85 sets of Titans in my city. So there was no winning that battle 1v 85. There's just no winning that battle.
Yeah,
Especially because they all landed at the same time. If it was a speed attack and if they took their time getting there and they were lagging and whatever the hell, maybe a completely different story. But sitting there and all 85 members hitting at the same time, there is no city that, again, that was Sin.
Right.
2-1, I don't know what else to say other than it was Sin,
It was
like
it was literally the fuck around and find out alliance.
their stat averages, their fleet size, not to fucking play with their nut sacks or anything, but everything that they have is above par. So like at the end of the day, they did it correctly. Again, they landed at the same time, and I remember watching the battle numerous times afterwards just to see if there was nothing you could do.
So,
Sure, there was a bunch of losses on their side. If it was void, if we're a fifth Woody, we'd all be drunk, right?
yeah.
So, like at the end of the day, there's a lot to there's a lot of ifs in that scenario. First and foremost, they would have never got 85 people in my city during a void. They just wouldn't. I'd like to think I'm a much better player than to allow that to happen. And again, if they were to somehow, some way, my whatever catch me like that, I would only assume I have a great team. And the probability of me dying alone is very, very unlikely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say, LG. I actually, the takeaway for me from that battle was, it was definitely an outlier. It was Sin, and you didn't have any rain. I kind of thought actually that your BP level against them in a real battle setting, that BP is high enough, like over 600. If you get any rain, that changes the battle
correct.
so significantly.
Listen, I could have gotten, in my opinion, watching the battle, I could have gotten between 5 and 10 rain, and they would have gotten absolutely fucking smoked.
Yeah.
And that's the strongest alliance in the game. You know what I mean? Like, even them, I think a little bit of rain changes it. So I just think, above 600, I think you're going to be nearly impossible to counter if you've got a good team at your back.
Yeah, I'm of the capacity where, like, those cities are few and far between. I know there's a bunch of big spenders out there dumping buttloads of cash. But I'll tell you what, man, if I could do it all over again, I would be similarly built and I'd be 80 million BP, bro.
So
You
you
know?
so you
And
you would you would go at the way where you can hide all your troops then.
I would, just because it's more fun, right? Like it's another strategical part of the game where you can't just let's just say sometimes maybe I have an advantage because I don't have to hide. I can get around a lot faster. I can do all of those things. Not to say that it's an advantage or not, but it is an advantage. So the long and short of it is yeah, I wouldn't necessarily mind. Like I've ran a couple of other people's cities during events and things of that nature throughout my day, and I enjoyed it. Maybe I wouldn't enjoy it for 24 hours in a kill event like against a top team because I want to get in there fast, but I think I would enjoy it a little bit more,
Well,
because I don't get attacked. Just call it what it is. I don't get attacked. But if I was the strongest guy in the game and I was 80 million BP, I would get attacked. You know what I'm saying?
you're not wrong because that report, it's weird. It's funny that people want that report so bad.
Of
Like,
course they do. That's why I don't let people catch me on defense with a win. I just don't let people do that. I don't like that shit.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And it comes down to the homework, knowing the nation that you're going up against. Um, so I will say, just this past frenzy, I did notice there was two glitches that happened. I'm not sure if anyone else noticed it, but the first glitch it actually happened to me, to where I could not send a fleet that was over 450,000 troops. I couldn't send 500,000. I couldn't send 401,000. It had to be like 399 troops fled. Hey, Fada, can you mute Mike, please? I got it for you. But yeah, I couldn't send a full fleet. It would not allow me. It straight up said fleet exceeds limit. And then I seen, was it Holbrook or was it Archie? One of the two that was able to send 717,000 in a fleet. I've never heard of that.
If you got the bunny, you can get there.
Yeah, but Holbrook, was that you that or was that Archie?
Nah,
It was you.
it was Archie, man. Not
Oh,
me. That shit was
oh,
crazy. It was Archie.
yeah. Yeah, but I don't think we're at that point yet. Even if you max everything out to where you can right now, I don't think you can get up to 717, even with the freaking the dragon.
If you got everything lit up, I mean, I feel like I can currently get like 715, 720 if I have everything.
I don't know. I thought because I remember the last time that you posted something.
Let's put it this way. I had this morning in Elite War, I had 702,000 and I didn't have the robot skin on. I am president. I am, whatever. I used all the buffs. I did fleet expand. The only thing I didn't have was the robot skin. I was using a Titan buff,
Yeah.
the Titan skin. So, yeah, I mean, so that's 6%. So, however much is 6% on 702, whatever that math is what I would be at,
Well,
right?
let's see if
Well, it's not
Archie's got that.
6% of 702, but you know what I'm saying.
Right. Well, let's see what skin he's running. I guess that will answer. All right. So he's got the robot skin. You're all right. He doesn't got the little bunny.
Is he president?
I think he is president. Maybe he might just be president. Actually.
Yeah, so he's president, and he well to get over 700, he had to use the bunny. So he may not have it running right now, but he had to use the bunny, or it was a glitch.
That's why I said it was a glitch because I'm looking at his shit right now and the bunny's not there.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he didn't just fucking hide it or do something else.
You can't hide the bunny. The only way you can hide the bunny is by putting another accessory on it, like a fucking missile. The red rocket. Other than that, it's there. You can't.
Yeah, got it.
So
I don't know. Should ask him in the other group that we're in with him and just see if it was a glitch or if he just built it to be like that. Because I feel like I can get over that if with the robot skin and all that. So or
Yeah, but
damn close.
LG, he's at 739, bro. That's crazy.
Oh, was it
Oh,
739?
Bro, it's 739. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that wasn't like Polar War or some shit.
No, that was this.
Uranium mines. Uranium mine.
The mines on top of that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my fleet in the mine right now is like 702.
I'll put it on the chat for fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Checking out
that's
Suplex
a
has
wonky glitch, man. That's for sure. I have had that glitch that you had, Woody, with the fleet size.
Yeah.
When your buffs run out, and you had like your like during the time of, and it was only like that split second for me, but when my buff, whatever turned off for fleet expand, I was in the process of sending an attack, and it gave me that stupid, your fleet exceeds your whatever horseshit message. But as soon as I reset it, or I think I moved even, I was able to attack like it was nothing. But I
So
sent less troops.
so I didn't buff up this one because there's a Lock Nation. I knew they weren't gonna fight. I didn't buff up at all. They didn't even exceed my fleets or anything. Just went in there, and I couldn't send. I had to send less than 400,000 in a C-41. So I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like less than 400,000, and it wouldn't even let me put it in the mines either at that time.
So weird.
Yeah,
Did
like
everybody get messages from their VIP asking about the new event, or is that just me?
I have not. I haven't even checked, honestly.
I got
guess-
it too, but I mean, what are you gonna say? I was like, yeah, man, that's cool.
What
Like
did
my honest feedback is like, yeah, it's a good event, but it's a good event free. I'm not gonna spend on it.
what event was it?
Yeah. Mental whip my ass again this week.
Oh, you're talking about that fucking 1v1 thing.
It is
Royale.
the fucking the flamey name thing is cool though. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. Thanks, Camel.
Oh, and you
I
know what?
posted-
For the free shit, free 900
posted-
merit,
Here it is. Here it is.
and
This
the
is
cool thing.
this is the report that like this shows that's all I can put in was 397.
I posted to my
No,
nation chat. You
not-
bet
not-
on the other guy. Like I like the new event. I'm down.
I don't know what the.
I mean, I like it just based off the rewards. I don't think it takes a lot of thinking or anything like that per se. I do like that they cap it for the whales, so they don't, at 450. I don't mind that honestly as a spending player type deal, because it makes it a little bit more to think about, I suppose, than just sending a full fleet in there and knowing for 100% you're going to win. Keeping that fleet size the same for everybody for the most part, unless you roll, a shit ton,
It's strategic. It comes down to fleet.
It does, and
I
it's
love
kind
Well, it
of.
comes down to fleet setup if you're not rolling the dice,
Yeah.
or whatever, the coins, whatever the hell they're called. Yeah, I think it's fun. I think I just said it in a group of the guys earlier. I probably spent about 1,000 gold overall on the event, and I got 900 merit. It's fucking great.
Freaking K beat me. K138 beat me.
That
was. I was kind of shocked, but then again, I kind of just threw a shitty formation in there.
Well, yeah, but I bet you if you look at the boxes, I bet you he's got some gold buffs in there and things like that.
I can't find a.
Just look at his stats. Just look at his long range reduction is 3,000 or something ridiculous.
Let me double check that. I didn't really get into looking at it.
You have to go back to the event, Woody, and it'll show you.
Yeah, but I can't. I don't think the event's still up there.
It's right there.
Oh yeah, right there. Okay. Beast got first.
And then click on his name, and it'll show you everything he had. Or there should be like top right. It'll say like view previous battles. There you go.
Yeah, they only show Holbrook versus Beast, and Beast won that one. Jesus Christ.
It's a fun thing, but it's not a realistic
You
thing.
can click on
I
their
had like
names though. When you click on their name, it'll show you what they have.
I'm looking for. Yeah, it doesn't show anyone. It just shows strongest royalty.
Yeah, the
You
event's
can
over
see
now.
you can see
Yeah.
the buffs they had in the report.
No,
you can
just
see
click
it,
on
but
their name instead of the envelope.
you can see it, but it's crazy. Like I lost this fight, but I had like 200 long range reduction. Like the stats are ridiculous.
What
Yeah,
was?
if you go to your report, it'll show you what he had.
I do like that we can watch the battles of other people. I do like that a lot.
I agree.
Go
It's
back
fun.
and see what buffs Beast had.
All right.
Oh, Brooke, you ready for your rainbow dragon, brother?
It's coming, baby. 24 hours.
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
Holy shit, 92% damage reduction.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like the long range stats is like long range attack 2,800. You know, some ridiculous number I've seen.
Melee HP 2510.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I posted on my nation chat bet on Beast. You know, we had a good time. It's fun, but this is obviously a pay to win event.
Oh yeah, he goes gold all the time. Like whenever I see Beast in there or Ducky in there, you already know they're going gold everything. He's gonna fucking roll until he gets gold what he wants.
Oh yeah, man. That's a great city.
I mean,
Yeah, let him do his thing, man. I said the same thing for Mental, bro. Let him do his thing.
and there's nothing wrong with that, you know, because I mean, it is what it is. Let's see what K used.
I love the motivation, man. I think it's great. You know.
I like that event. I think that event is fun. It's just it's not worth spending, I don't know, $200 to get like an extra 2 recruiting buffs and 200 merit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying this the other day in somebody's chat, if it was like the difference between like, 1,000 merit or something like that, then sure, like I might spin the wheel a couple of times. But the fact that it's 1,000 to win, it's like, nah, man, I'll get 800, 900, 700 even for free. It's like not even a question in my mind.
I agree. I agree. I think
Especially with all these events coming in, like, back to back to back to back to back. It's just like, I'd rather just throw my fleet in there and go focus on one of the other events that I actually have to pay attention to. Yeah, I like the
that's by
rewards.
design, though.
And
Don't you
I
think
like
that's
the
by
design.
design? Like Camel's giving players events ability, like they have the ability to focus on an event where maybe you won't. Like it seems like it might be on design to me.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It's very possible, and I don't mind it either. Like I said, free 900 merit, no problem with me. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Keep it coming. It's a
Hell
lot
yeah.
cheaper than Elite War.
Oh, dude.
Hell yeah.
Speaking
You know?
speaking of Elite War, we
I
had
get 900 merit for an Elite War win, so it's like this is way cheaper.
oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
1,000 gold versus
A
100,000, 200.
thousand. Yeah, dude, I don't even know. Tomorrow morning's gonna be crazy.
Who you
I
got?
think we got 555 in the morning, man. We slapped up on WOG today. 528. Beat them in a few minutes. I still think they're like boycotting Camel or whatever. They showed up with like 65 when I know they can show up with like 95. So I think they're still boycotting, but whatever. I'll take the points. Thanks, China. And yeah, we got 555 in the morning. So we're gonna try to put a whooping on them so they can back the hell off. We owe them from last GC. They challenged us 3 times during GC finals.
Oh shit! During finals too, huh?
Yeah, while we're moving players around and shit, man, we couldn't compete with them then. So They came back for more. This time we're fully prepared, man. They're gonna catch an ass whooping in the morning. Watch this shit.
They're gonna catch an ass whooping.
Ass whooping, bro. Watch.
Have you guys ever had a tie of towers?
A tie? No.
Like of towers, where it comes down to the amount of troops in? We just had an elite war where it literally broke even right at the freaking buzzer. And we won based on the fact that we had less troops loaded in.
So the way
I
that
think
the way that
that
goes
Automatically
is
goes to a defense.
when
Yeah,
you
the
tie, the defender wins.
yeah, the defender wins all the time.
I was
Is
just gonna.
that what it
Yeah,
is?
you took the words out of my mouth there, brother. Yeah, whoever the defender was, got the W.
Whoever was the one challenged. If it's a tie, the tie goes to the team that was challenged.
I was trying to figure that out because they had a lot more. They had more troops than we did, but I was like, I didn't think we were going to win at the buzzer,
Well,
and it happened.
now you know when no one's half the battle. G.I. Joe. All right, so
those are always fun battles when they go to the end like that. Even though I hate elite wars that last that long.
So ours went today during Frenzy. It went to the whole 45, and I got to give these guys credit. They fucking showed up, and I'm gonna just replay it so to give them the credit that they deserve. They did not win.
Who'd you guys play?
955 with Mass, really strong. WA1, really strong and very active.
We had Frenzy with them. We couldn't do shit.
Yeah, they have Abu there, they have Mass, and these are those guys that are at they got 23, 24 million officer power maxed out. Yeah, they're stronger than me, kind of deal. But I do think that the way I sat back, you'll see me go up here because I see them trying to flank at top. But after this, I sat back to see what they were doing. They're all trying to race to get our city, kind of trying to burn us quickly, and so I just sat in the city for a little bit, defending. And at that point, if you notice what they're doing, you have to just sit back and defend for a little bit. Because they did not stop speeding the entire time. The entire time. They did not stop speeding. Which, I waited till the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then I started to speed around. But yeah, they're just going fucking heavy. And you would think by looking at this right now, how they're in our territory, that you already know who's going to win this. They're already fucking less than 10 minutes in, got their whole fucking place, thing coming into our fucking city. Oh no. But they showed up. I think they had 66, 68 people, I believe it was. They had quite a bit.
We had a fun one today with 309.
Who won?
Oh, we did. 385.
Well, we're going to be seeing you guys in...
It took you guys almost the full 45, though.
Yep.
We
were sitting there just waiting. We're like, where the fuck are these guys going to be done?
Oh, so you guys had Frenzy against each other.
Yeah, good old Barry and Clan. I think we won by 50 million points or 40 million points, something really thin margin.
That's yeah. Let me ask you, was it a bubble fest or was it a fight?
It was not fun, and I don't know exactly why that is. I think it's got probably a little bit to do with us just, being hyper focused on Elite Ward this morning and tomorrow. I even told Barry and the guys yesterday, I'm like, I love you guys. We want to fight, but we need troops for tomorrow morning. And so we had a couple battles at the reset time, I guess you'd call it. But shortly after that, it was just wait for Elite War, and then by the time Elite War was on, it was kind of easy to see their focus was not GFK.
Well, yeah, of
You know,
course.
they snuck around and just stole billions of points from around the nation. So yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't the most fun. We did have one or two decent battles right after that Elite War. They tried to they came at Deadpool. That was a cool report, but no, it wasn't too fun. We had the most. I had the most fun fighting with Kitten with this T4. In the towers for a couple of hours.
Kid with his
Little bastard
T4s.
just yeah, Kitten, man, this motherfucker, he's got like 30 cities. Just fucking sends T4 relentlessly, bro. Relentlessly sends T4 to the towers. Doesn't matter how many times you kick him out, he's got another fleet on the way. And so yeah, I was messing with Kitten for a good portion of the day. Because yeah, it was super evident that they were fighting everybody but GFK, and so we were doing counters and all that fun jazz. But there's only so many times you can whiff a city. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, I get it. You get one or two good chances, and then it's
Yeah,
not going to happen again.
So
exactly. So
why can Kitten send T4 to the towers?
he can. He did it all day. It was great.
Yeah, but usually you can't. Usually you can't send any T4s. You got to have a certain percentage of real troops
Yeah,
in there.
he's got like some T5 trash in there, but yeah, T4, T5, same shit to me.
Makes sense, yeah.
Okay. No, but maybe we should talk about this. T5, T7. There's no minerals in it. I don't understand why people don't utilize this part of the game.
Don't be
What do you mean?
giving
There's
don't
no?
be giving them hints, dude. Don't be doing. I'm joking.
Okay.
I
All
played
right, my
against.
bad. I take it back. I
I
take
would.
it back. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I played against. I think it was 299 or two. It was 209, and they played with nothing but fucking T5s, and it fucking pissed me off. Like, if
It's
it,
whack. Yeah, we got 299 and Void this weekend. Barry's already talking shit. He's like, that's why we let you in, so we didn't have to play that trash ass nation with their T5s. So I already told him, I was like, it's fine. We're just gonna have mental recruit a couple billion, bro, and we're just gonna sit back and watch them laugh with their T4s. You know?
I mean, I don't really mess with it a lot, but I think if you just pretend it doesn't exist, you're not really playing the game fully. Like T7 has no minerals. Recruiting the fuck out of those makes sense.
it does. It does. I mean, in reality, those even T1s to T whatever, um, they're that cushion. If you get hit, they're gonna die first. Your mains don't die. They get shitty points, until they're all dead. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that. But if you get double tapped, just remember those T1s are in the hospital, and your T13s or T12s are now about to die. And I think
I
that
mean, I don't know, man. If you're running like that, I mean, like at the end of the day, there's a strategy for it. Kitten, I'll use Kitten as an example. Kitten, has a strategy for it. He's using it for numerous. I'm not going to throw 385 shit out there, but he's using it for a specific reason, and it's to entice fights. Right? We talked about this in Void Wars a couple weeks ago. It's like, listen, you can't cry about there being no fights while you're sitting in a fucking shield,
facts.
right?
Give action.
So,
Give action, right? Give action.
yeah, exactly. So Kitten's out there doing his thing, guy's active, fucking,
Preach.
and he's creating fucking points. He may not be creating points with his little T4s, but when the other idiots of my nation go to fight his T4s for the 19th time, they're gonna get smoked.
Say,
But I
say it for
even
the people in the back.
yeah. It's hilarious, to watch. Like me and Deadpool were literally watching the same fucking idiot send his high tier troops into fucking the tower, knowing damn well that Kitten's got T4 in there, T5, whatever the fuck. And then it was funny because Kitten starts raining with his other cities. So he's fucking people up with like 5 fleets of T4. It's hilarious. It's funny, bro. It's funny to me. It's funny. I personally don't want to fight like that, right? But I appreciate the tenacity, right?
Yeah.
I appreciate the wherewithal. I appreciate all of those things to. I mean, look again. I talk about, this is the second time now that we fought 385 in the past, call it year, for convo's sake, and both times we go into phase 5 with a couple 2-3 billion lead. And both times we end up winning the event by a very narrow margin, and it's because 385 does things like that. They don't
Woody,
have all of the people, million whales that people like to talk shit about, whatever. But they got strategy. They have great leadership, and they're there. I tell you that every single time I saw a shield fall, it didn't take but 3 to 5 seconds for a Day City to show up.
Yep.
It didn't.
Woody, when we fought Void, there's one of the reports I sent T7, and some of the people in my nation, the report looks good for you, and some of the people in my nation were like, "What the fuck, man? That report looks terrible." And I was like, "Yo, that report looks awesome for them," and I only sent T7.
Yeah.
Now maybe they can actually get hyped up and they can actually fucking fight. Like, I'm not feeling bad about that report. I hope they get excited that they killed so many troops, because those were my T7s.
They're T7s, and you didn't lose that much.
Right. Like, the points were not bad. So I'm like, oh wait, sorry. What are you guys upset about? That I sent a bunch of troops that now the opposing nation is excited about. They have a pretty report. Let them enjoy their pretty report. Let's
Yep.
fucking go murder them and win.
Yep. It's subliminal. Yep. I do remember that. I do remember that too.
Dude, you gotta give some fucking action. Everybody these days is so fucking bubble tight. They're boring as shit. Like, no, I don't mean to be a dick at all about today. We lost today. I'm not even gonna say necessarily the number. We lost, but they were fucking so tight that like there was no action at all. Literally zero action. I found myself defending in frenzy just to do any fucking action at all. That's where we're
those
at.
are the worst, dude. Those are the worst, dude. Those are the worst. And I did that today a couple of times. But shout out to 385. It's just like, man, there's nothing you can get, and it sucks. I just like a good fight, man. That's it. That's
yeah,
it.
man.
And if you're doing those things with T5s or T7s or whatever T you want to call it, that's not a 12 or 13 or soon to be 14. Cool, man. Like, do your thing. Just make sure that you're also fighting, and and at least your team is doing something along with you. Like I like using 385 as an example, because literally Kitten sat there today and futzed around with T4 and T5 for 18 hours or more than likely. But I'll tell you, he probably generated 500 to 800 million points or more just because of his activity, and people trying to futz with him, or people getting countered trying to futz with him, or whatever the case was. He definitely acquired so many points for his nation futzing around for that activity.
So we got a question in from Brandon over there in 1311. So they had frenzy against 1304, and they lost. They want advice because there's a C36 in 1304, and the majority of them are C26. I actually want to check out and see what he's talking about. So 1311. I mean, the 1300s are already getting fucking frenzy and voids, and they're like 3 weeks in. Maybe I take that back, like 3 months in, I think.
And how hard is it when you see these nations and it's like C34 on sale, $2,000?
Oh, I know, dude. Like 34s
and
are.
you're like, come on, man, just go join Woody, go join LG, go
See,
join Big Bird.
so
Don't spend
funny, man.
$2,000 on this new nation, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's.
I saw a nation chat in Facebook somewhere where someone was trying to sell their newly turned C30 for $700.
I seen that. I seen that, and I wanted to say, usually people just give that away. Like you're, oh
Yo,
my,
I was dying, bro. I love the post though, just to keep some traction on it. I hope somebody bought it. Fucking idiot.
I hope someone bought it.
Oh, someone definitely bought it. You know,
You remember back when we first started, like fucking farms went for $20.
That never happened in 425. Not like that. I mean, sure, there was some like resource sellers or whatever, but
That's what I'm talking about. Like
there
the
was
resource sellers would sell $20 a farm. But it would take
for the city.
but it would take a month to get it for them to build it for you.
Oh, yeah, no, that should never happen in 425. We had a couple of, again, buy some minerals, buy some steel type shit, dollar here, $2 there, whatever it was. But that was really about it. And there was really no city sales going along until I feel like later in the game, like whatever. I don't want to talk about that here, but
Right.
yeah, it definitely wasn't a thing in 425 to like sell farms or anything like that. I feel like there was really only one farmer guy who was like a resource seller, if you would. And, he was super like, I don't know, follow the rules, so I never
Right.
had a problem with him. And he was, he was affordable, for the most part. But yeah,
So
we never had nothing like that in 425.
so
Do we have an agenda? Or can I ask Woody a question?
ask
Shoot,
away.
man, do something.
But before that, I do want to answer this guy's question, Brandon from 1311. He went up against a C36. The highest he got C34. He's a C26. I mean, it comes to a point where like, where are you putting your points at? How many people are going to be attacking? That 36. How many troops do they have in their city? Um, Everything has to come to in fact, and you got to also remember that C36 has the upgraded troops compared to C34. Now, even though the snipers ain't that good, and we actually don't really use them other than a buffer for our cannons, it can still fuck up a 26. Try to avoid him is what I would have said. Try to avoid him because I remember. Go ahead.
You got to play around him. So what that means is when you're attacking, you want to focus on not his alliance. You want to make sure that everyone's empty when they attack. So he is sitting there unable to take part in the battles. So you work around the outsides of the nation, focus on the lower ranked alliances, the ones that he's not in. If you're going to try and steal kills from his alliance, you got to be prepared when you attack. You got to be prepared to retreat out of that battle right away. Even if it's a group attack, you got to be talking on alliance chat. We are going to retreat if he shows up. So you negate his ability to impact battles.
I don't remember. Am I wrong to say that if there's one big player like that, your activities should be able to smack him in the head?
Not
So-
at that city level, and especially there's one big problem in Frenzy for newer nations. We're not quite as new, but still, is that towers grant 1.6 billion point differential, and the recruitment and monster killing phases at that level don't generate that many points. So it's really, really difficult if you can't win your tower battles and plunder. Because if one side can plunder, basically they will double your pre-KE phase. It's really freaking tough. The best you can do is to try and plunder the tower and be super vigilant to withdraw whenever there's an attack. But yeah, that's otherwise you kind of lose if you can't build 1.6 billion advance in the pre-KE phase.
That's that avoiding if you guys got a stronger person in the enemy nation, don't try to fight in the towers. Like if you get in there, get the fuck out before he gets in there to counter that. Because these towers, these are traps. They're either you take over, you just overpower it and sit in there and take it because they can't get you out, or it's a straight trap. Like you're getting in there, the monster is waiting for you guys to get all in there, and then
I mean,
it's going to take you out.
let's call it what it is. It's meant to create activity.
Agreed.
So there's a reason for it there because people were crying about, frenzy being no loss and this, that, and the third, whatever. It's there to create activity, So you got to come up with strategic ways to, get that thing out of there. And if you can't, then it's and I say this with respect. There's a winner and there's a loser in these events, And
Yeah.
unfortunately, you're on the losing side of things, and it can very easily be because of somebody's spending, But I personally feel like if it's one C36, I mean, if he has a team, then yeah, you're fucked. But
So
if it's
they
just one
so they had
C36, I mean, I feel like you can overpower him.
so they
I
had
mean,
a
I'm
30.
I'm that guy. I always sit around in people's towers and it takes 5, 7 people to come kick me out. That's what happens,
Yeah.
you know.
So
So it's like,
they were fighting against 136 or 35 in the towers, and they couldn't stop them. And then he says that their 34 wasn't even active. So I mean, you're talking about that.
I mean, is it? I don't remember. I mean,
It's
again,
been
I'm a
a
little bit of a burnout, but is a C35 and a C36? Are they beating up on fucking 20 C39s or C30s? I mean,
yeah. I mean, you got the only thing that the 35's got is the equipment. Because that's when the equipment they can go to level 6, I think it is, and then you got the 36 that's got the
from
snipers,
T11, you got T11.
T11s, yeah, but they're
The
the
other guys are
snipers.
rocking with T9. A lot of those guys with C26s and C28s, they're rocking with T8, T9, right?
Yeah, which, and then also you got to think about your build too. I mean, if you got your build kind of like bonky, you got more
Yeah.
freaking, let's say you
Sounds
got,
like you should take Big Bird's suggestion and just work around that
yeah,
motherfucker.
avoid them, avoid them.
Yeah, ask Barry. He just did it with us.
I mean, you can't blame you can't blame Barry. I don't
Oh
blame
hell
him.
no, you can't, bro. Like I respect the hustle. You have to respect the hustle.
I,
Somebody said it in the chat. It's like there's a good handful of nations out there where, man, they're just so much stronger than everybody else. And it's got nothing to do with much other than just that. Like I don't know. It's tough. It's tough
Woody,
to go against us.
Woody,
yeah.
Woody, you hit me up today and you asked me if we were actually trying to throw
Yes,
Frenzy.
I actually did ask that because I seen the matchup. I was like, why are you trying to throw it, not to play 799?
Yeah, but I mean, we lost, but now you look at the matchup. They're playing 799. I mean, whatever, that's their problem.
Oh yeah,
But like we fought them the whole time. We had a great fucking time. But I mean, like they're bubble tight. This is I don't know. You tell me what you think I should have done. We drained every single tower to fucking zero.
it would have been a fight in the recruiting. That
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. Like, what I'm not really trying to beat them in recruiting. I'm trying to keep my nation BP down so I can get a
Right.
fucking merge hopefully in September.
Yeah,
And if I can't, then I'll cry about that too. But at the end of the day, like I'm not trying to beat them in recruiting. And then we get to the KE phase, we drain every fucking tower. I sent you a report too. That was pretty.
I mean, nobody is ever happy about winning an event because of recruiting.
no.
And if you are, you're a fucking puss,
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's,
I agree completely, man.
it's so.
But hold on, let me just finish. Like literally, I'll end my whole statement with Woody. You asked me if I was throwing it, and no, I wasn't throwing it at all. But now look where I am.
Yep. That's
667 is fighting Duck. They're gonna get fucking murdered. Duck and Beast, I assume. Duck and Beast are fucking
yeah.
amazing, as we know. And now I get to actually have a decent void. So like. What would I have done? What should I have done against fucking
It's funny
667?
because I would almost rather have lost and
Yeah,
and
That's
fought
what I'm saying. Exactly.
and
Woody
and
was like,
a
"Are you
better
trying to
void
throw it?" And I'm like,
connection.
"I'm not trying to throw shit, but I'm gonna fucking ride this." You
Well,
know?
the way I was looking, I was like, oh man, didn't know that they were bubble tight. I didn't know that, but I was just looking at like the where it was. I'm like, man, they're down by like a lot, like Are they trying to? Are you guys throwing it so you don't go against 799? Like, what's going on? And I completely understand now. Like, they went heavy into the recruiting, and you just couldn't find anything.
Yeah, I mean,
But in the end, it was a close battle. You know, it was only 200 million difference, less than that.
I definitely fought my ass off to try to win, but I can't say I'm crying about losing because good luck with them on fucking 799.
Yeah.
We all know who's gonna win that fucking fight.
Yeah, they're. I already tell you. I can tell you now that Beast and Ducky, they will delete troops just to recruit more. Like, if they know that 667 is going to get blacklisted, because I mean, if they're bubble tight and they're not fighting at all just to get that win, that would be on a blacklist. But I mean, obviously, you said they're fighting too. So
I'm not. No. Let me just be clear. I'm not trying to be a dick at all. You know, like we had battles, whatever. I'm not
Right.
trying to be a dick. We had battles. I'm just saying, like, I'm not crying about losing to them because I don't need to fight 799 and
Facts.
throw away consumables.
Facts.
I
Fucking
have a
facts.
question.
Right?
I have a question for Homebrew.
What's
What
up,
was
bro?
the lead? What was the lead going into the battle phase? Were you guys ahead?
And fuck no, we were never ahead.
We're down by about 1.3 billion.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we were never
So
ahead.
you guys basically took over the max points for towers, 600 million. I'm assuming.
Yeah, we took all the points. We fought as much as we could, and they were smart enough to take the win by not giving us enough points. Like, I'm trying to give them respect. You know, like we were ready to fucking roll.
There's a way to
I'm
do
giving
it
them
without
respect.
costing you guys that. Like, I mean, I have a strategy for that. Because at 1.2, you could have easily done it with just your 600 points. That's a 1.2 billion swing right there. So it at least tied it up with the battle. Like you would have had to done something to get them going. So you definitely could do something about it.
We fucked around so much that we actually were defending and winning.
We were so we also are just getting to a point where we're working with our second alliance, like actually trying to work with them. However, at the very end, when we could have had them helping us with towers to either get us points or them help drain, we're just not there yet. We're not
That's what
fucking
I'm
there
saying.
yet.
Like you guys basically took the points too early, and then when you guys could have had them help you, you basically can't stay in the tower at that time either. I mean, there's like I said, there is a strategy for that. I'm not saying that you guys didn't try it like that, but
Well,
there's something that you could technically do to help you
I'm
in
look.
that moment.
Well, hold on. I'm looking at their nation right now, and they can hide even their top player. They can hide every single one of their troops. So even if they're unbubbled, they're most likely gonna be. It's gonna be just a waste of speeds. And I guarantee you, they weren't leaving troops in their city. I mean, that's
Yeah, they were very good with bubbles or clearing troops. I mean,
right.
you very rarely caught a city with troops when they were attacking. There were a couple bubble drops, but very few where we actually could counter them on an attack.
Yeah, they were extremely disciplined in that sense.
Yeah, with full respect, right? Hell yeah. Good game to 667. They fucking rocked it.
Now they get bent over.
Hey,
That's the thing,
you're
right?
welcome.
Like,
You're welcome,
I
guys.
can't.
Have
But
fun.
does Beast and Duck like fight, or do they just?
Oh yeah, dude, they fight.
Okay.
They
Got it.
just go and go. It's like
Yeah,
it's almost like
you know
fun.
remember
Yeah.
how
So wouldn't that be fun, Holbrook, or you're just talking about the consumables in 1 to 4?
no, so they
Say it
Beast,
again. Sorry, LG. Say it again.
Were you concerned about the consumables for 1 to 4? Because it sounds like that would be a good fight, like 799 against
No,
you guys, right?
we were good to go. Our nation was good to go. We were fucking ready to rock. Like we'll spend whatever, but 667 was tight enough to take the victory. Now they have to play set. So this is the strategy, the greater strategy. So 667 beat us by being smarter, but now they have to play 799.
It's the Plan B. It's called the Plan B strategy.
I
Like
mean, but I was
we
we
were
could have,
grinding.
if they sucked, we could have gone and fought that other nation in Void, and we still probably would have lost. Now we chill, and now like we will probably take second. You know what I mean? Like it's a interesting thing
So,
where
so
I can't
because
possibly be upset about losing this frenzy because I'm not
yeah,
fighting 799.
yeah, I hear you. So leak that into your guys' priorities that you guys have set over there, and what do you think about the end of Wasteland now that that 8 weeks is now up and over with? Still
Bro,
going to stay at the top of the priority list.
congratulations to you. I see you were number one in your faction, right?
I believe we were, yeah, but
Yeah. So
we didn't.
I know you don't
We
think
had
these
enough
events
points,
fucking
but
matter.
we didn't have the wins though. We did lose one of them, so whatever. Yeah, it was fun
I know
though.
you think these events don't matter, but man, I disagree. Like, I think people do care about these events. I think you just won the first ever Wasteland event, which is fucking dope. No one ever takes that away. I think we did the same up in 785, and it's a fun new event. I think every event is going to be like good for nations that want to focus on it, and the older nations that are fucking amazing, they can focus on the older events. The new events, like I don't know. I think my alliance is hyped about taking first in our faction, personally.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I like it. It's. I like the. I don't know. I just feel like it's. I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Cheap and fun. Let's say that.
Hell yeah.
The time between the towers is, you know, not even comparable to any other event. It's like it's like a third of the time, and even like an Elite War tower or Doom even. So the time between towers and Wasteland is very tolerable. Um, the parachuting is cool, just because you can't just put baby in the corner, and so I think that the parachute makes you think, a little bit. So yeah, I like the event a lot, and I didn't think about it like that, so maybe I appreciate you saying that, win the first ever, blah blah blah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We did lose one, so I didn't think we were gonna win because we lost one, but we did pull out the most points. So that was how Camel's given us the W. So I appreciate it, and yeah, it's gonna stay at the top of our priority list. But it's one of those things where I feel like there's a lot of other people out there that are just whining about it. I personally like it. I've liked it since, I don't know, the inception, I guess you'd call it. But again, it's one of those things where, oh, there's so many events, there's so many this, there's so many that. It's just like, well, you're playing a game. It wants to keep you engaged. Like that's the whole purpose of the game, is to keep you engaged. Plus, spend some money on it, but it wants you engaged. You can't spend money on it without being engaged. So
That's also kind of why, like, if you get ahead, if you guys don't care too much about frenzy, I personally think, I know we all say don't defend because of points, but I've noticed that when you keep saying don't defend, the activity in the alliance starts to get lower and lower and lower versus defending and not giving a fuck and just have fun. Um, I get it. People want to win. I get it. But when it comes down to it,
I mean, I think it's okay to defend if you're
the
not doing
points.
it alone.
Well, yeah, yeah.
You just can't be. You can do everything as a team, in my opinion. And if you're able to do that, then it shouldn't matter if you're defending or anything, because you should be winning it. If you're doing it with your team every time, like, sure, you're gonna lose a couple, you're gonna lose here and there, but man, as many teams that there are out there, I feel like that there's so many that don't attack together, and it's
Exactly.
a
That's
I think
handful of
I don't know if
guys
we want to
doing their
make
thing.
Well, and
I don't know
that's
if we want to make this a thing where we complain about Camel, because I'm happy to.
no.
And
I'm.
but but I feel like Woody already handles it. But if we're gonna do it, if we're gonna complain, I will say, like, I'm not sure it makes sense for the points to be reduced in Frenzy.
I
Like,
agree.
if we want people to be excited about Void, then they need to learn how to play. And the way to learn how to play is in Frenzy.
And
And if you want them to learn how to play, then, like, let's teach these motherfuckers how to defend also. Attack for sure, but defend also. Like, it's both part of it.
well, a lot of people there's a lot of traps that you can do, and there's a lot of things that you have to do to make it perfect. Like we all talk about the TAs, or we'll call it a speed attack. You got to learn how to speed defend as well. And I'm not just talking about speeding in there before they get. No, don't do that. You want to make sure you can get there either at the exact time or 2 seconds after they get into the city. And I've seen so many people speed into a city, and the guy's like fucking 30 seconds away still. Like, what are you doing?
Man, we had
I've had
to
that same.
to try to win this Frenzy. We had to try to defend.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, whatever. Who cares? It's a Frenzy. Who gives a shit? We lost. I don't care. I'm willing to give credit. 667, you won. Congratulations. I fully admit it. But, like, if Camel wants to make Frenzy an event where you practice for Void, then you have to give me better defense statistics. You have
See,
to.
I don't think so. I think you're looking at it differently. Like Camel doesn't give a rat's f in that regard, and I don't think they give us Frenzy to quote unquote, I don't know, prepare for Void. I think they give us Frenzy to have a different mindset in your strategy in the game, and I also think they have Frenzy to make you heal more. Because they want you to use those heals, especially in the beginning of the game.
I'll be honest
I
with you.
feel like
I blow more heals in Frenzy than I would Void.
Yeah.
that's crazy. You should not be healing in
I'm just
Frenzy.
I did
Yeah.
not heal at all. I just let it now. But before, I'm gonna say like 6 months ago, I didn't heal. I used to heal, and I would go through the whole 100 days of heals. Now I just go until I run out, and once I run out, which doesn't really happen, I'm done.
I mean, if your fat ass is running out of troops, Woody, man, you're having a good time, man. Some
So
more power
I have a
to you.
question about Frenzy versus Void. Does anybody know like the statistics of how many more people play in a Frenzy, like and on average basis versus a Void?
So depending on what kind of nation you are in, if it's a farm nation, I hate to say
I
it like
think she's
that.
just talking in the game in general.
In game in general, like in
Yeah.
general, like so if you were coming from like the corporate, like from Camel Corporation, look reviewing the numbers, like do you guys know if there's a statistic of what number of players play a Frenzy versus a Void? Because what Holbert's saying is, which I listen, I think it's fucking brilliant, because I always think if you got to your fucking nation, you were disciplined enough to like use Frenzy as a tool to teach players. But I will tell you right now, I am that fucking dickhead that is default fucking sending my fucking fleet just because the fucking target's open. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna use this to teach, and then I'm like, oh fuck, and then I just run in with whatever. So like, I mean, I get that that's not going to be a perfect situation, but like, I'm just curious as to, because I think that Frenzy is a big thing, because I think a lot of players, I mean, we have farmers. It's a given.
Yeah,
We have a
I
lot of people
definitely
that
think
don't
there's a
want to
lot
leave
more
group.
clicks on a Frenzy Sunday than there is a Void Sunday. Just people touching the screen in general. So, it's definitely a thing, and especially in the newer nations, call it like 1100 and above, those guys are burning up heals like nobody's business. A little bit different for us because we get hip to the game, whatever. We got some troops. We don't use them anymore, like Woody just said. But like the newer nations, man, those guys are burning up heals on a Frenzy Sunday, man. Those guys. So I feel like it's just one of those things that kind of just evens the playing field, for Camel with spend, and because we tend to not buy a lot of heals down, and then call us the older nations now. So,
Well,
yeah,
you
I
gotta
think
God, you also got to remember, like the older nations, their mindset that there's a lot of people that are not going to do frenzy because void is what they're going to do. Period. Um, but these newer nations, any fucking event, they're going to go heavy in. So,
Yeah,
and
but even the older nations are still going to fight frenzy. I mean,
I mean,
like,
they're not
like
going
if
to
you
go
have
heavy
like
though.
219 or 269, 255 in frenzy, man, like those guys are fucking fighting. Well, 255 is not a good example because they try to win everything.
Yeah.
But like all of the other good nations in the quote older nations, like they're still going to fight on Sunday. Maybe they're not going to, heal because they're not going to lose troops because it's frenzy. But like they're still fighting, man. Like I just saw the planned attack earlier with what 80 with 113 and core and nation 2, and those guys had like 80 versus 80. So like people are playing, man. I just don't think that the older nations are blasting consumables like that just because it doesn't mean that much, and it's probably because we've played 70 fucking frenzies. And it's like
Yeah.
I'm not healing, man. Fuck that. Like, but I don't think I've ever healed in a frenzy since I've been, I don't know, 50 million BP plus. You know,
Hmm.
I just don't think I have. But when I was younger, call it, I was burning up heals, man. And again, I feel like all of the quote newer nations, those guys are burning up heals and consumables at a much higher rate than we are,
I agree.
down here in the quote older nations. Because
I,
they're, they only got two fucking fleets, man. You know what I'm saying? They only got two fucking fleets, and then half of the second fleet is fucking T6.
I went through 25 million BP worth of troops in this frenzy. Did not heal it, but when I did check to see how much it would have healed, it would have been 175 days worth of heals. Nope, I'm good. Fuck you. I'm good. I'll
Yeah,
just
see, that's all laughable, man. One fleet of ours is 30 days, Woody.
yeah, I know. It's
It's
insane.
30 fucking days, bro.
Unless you lose, and then it's a 60-day heal.
No, it's 30 when you lose.
Oh man, it
It's
gets insane.
it's 30
So
when you
Woody's
lose, man. It's
so
no
so
good.
Woody's here. Woody's here. Thank God Woody's here. He's only allowed to be here every
Yeah, once every
what
great moon because of my work
6 to 8
schedule.
weeks. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So Woody, let's talk about something serious while you're here.
All right.
Because you can't talk about merges on the official streams, but you can talk about merges tonight.
I guess I could. But is it
So
going to happen?
what's the strategy for the merge in 736?
Our strategy, dude. Okay, so dude, if we're being real, we're just too strong to get a
I agree.
merge. We're too strong to get a
I know
merge.
that's what makes it super interesting. Like do you want to take the losses to get a merge, or like are you going to do something crazy?
So I've already talked to the people in my nation about trying to just take some losses, and there's just too many people like K138, SMF. They don't want to lose. They're at the point where they don't want to lose. So
You're
I'm
talking
Oh
about
yeah.
take losses in events, you mean?
yeah, like they're gonna go hard no matter what. If they get a merge or not, they're just gonna still go hard. K's gonna try to get his BP just as high as mine. Uh, it's
Let's be honest though. We're all taking shots. We don't really know what we're doing. We're all taking guesses. So what Woody's really talking about is like, what guess should I take to get the best merge for my nation moving forward?
yeah.
That's what he's really worried about.
And on top of that is whatever I bring up to the nation, it has to be something that all the nation as a whole has to agree to. Like, I can't just tell everyone don't log into your farms because there's people going to be logging into farms. But if the nation as a whole, like the second and third alliance, says, okay, yeah, let's fucking do this, um, then it might just work very well. Lowering your nation BP to where you are, so you do look like you are a dead nation. Losing events left and right I mean, is that a reason why these lock nations are getting fucking merged so often? Because they're not fighting, they're losing everything.
Let me just use 357 as an example. That sounds like a fucking horrible idea, and none of those things trigger a merger, bro. You know, and if there is a way to trigger a merger, you know, like it might be the activity thing. But you get a merger when a little fucking Chinese man halfway on the other side of the country says you get one.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. That's it.
And
You
if
got
you piss them
fucking, I
off,
don't want to sound like racist fuck here, but you got Wing and Wong over there doing their fucking thing. That's when you get a fucking merger, bro. Okay? So, like, look at all these dead nations out there without mergers. Dead nations, Woody. No wins, no players, no spending. Bro, I'm looking at some of these alliance bounty events. It's fucking laughable. It's laughable.
oh, I'm aware.
It's laughable. Again, I'm using 357 as an example.
So what do you do? What do you do? If Woody wants to merge, what does he do?
You gotta hope to God they pick your name out the hat. I
Yeah,
guess.
you got to tickle somebody's balls, man. You got nations like 528 frenzy zeroing themselves and not showing up for elite war and all of the above, man. And Campbell don't give a rat's fuck. You got Ronaldo going up, hanging out at the damn fucking conference table. You know, probably making donations to some crazy shit. Who the fuck
So
knows?
619. So 619. What you're saying is the move is 619.
I mean, if a nation can sustain like 567 did, and I don't want to put their business out there, but yeah, they're
Well, I mean-
one of the few nations with that many good cities in it.
Well, in
So,
reality,
yes. Yes.
Tip put their business out there already. So I mean,
It's the fucking game, boys. Don't be fucking bitches. It's the game.
I mean,
it's
it's no
you guys are
different than
fighting for the
recruiting,
top
bro.
spots. Come on, man. It's the game.
That's what we've been doing, right? In 425, we've been recruiting outside players and things of that nature because we're not getting a merger, bro. And just natural decline, people leave, whatever, you know, just natural decline. You got to fill the spots. You have to, man. It's about recruiting. You know, so sure, you can do like a 567 and 619. They created their own merger. But guys,
Oh yeah.
there's not enough fucking nations like 567 with that many good cities. So unless the guys from that merger would have never took place without 567.
yeah.
Okay, it would have not happened in any other nation because 567 has that many good cities. That would have never happened if Mick and the other guy had to raise a C-37. Okay, it wouldn't be fucking happening, ladies and gentlemen. It just
Agreed.
wouldn't happen. So it's tolerable because 567 did what 567 did since fucking day one. Was crush it and build great cities and have good leadership and all the things we've been talking about in this pod for the last however long. So what did 567 do? They went and recruited a whole fucking nation because they can.
Remember that's
right. So
that's what.
So shout out to those guys, and that's what happens when you have fucking great leadership.
Yep. That's what Ram did too in the past too. He recruited a whole entire alliance. So I think the better question and better answer to what you're describing is like everyone wants to do what they did, but they can't because they don't have that many free cities available. Well, here's a thing that people need to think about is.
I mean, listen, that was a perfect storm, man. You got Bodizi taking a break. Yeah. He's got some personal stuff going on. He's going to get engaged and blah, blah, blah. So it was a perfect storm. And again, man, those guys got a fuck ton of C40s and C41s. You can't do that with fucking, I don't know, 465 or some dumb shit, right? Like that ain't happening, you know? Like it's not. So... And again, it wouldn't be happening.
You can't do it in my nation. I wish we fucking could, boys.
You could if you get Vegas to come up off his cities, bro.
Yeah, if you can get Vegas to do that,
I
wish
you get Vegas to come up off his cities, man. You could easily do that. You know, because
we have a girl a woman that does it every day. Come on, come off the cities.
Well, tell him like, well, what's it gonna take? Like he at this point, if you even if you offer him money, a player like that for what you're going to offer him is going to be more insulting than anything. Let's be real.
I don't.
If you get
What do you?
offered 10, well,
What do
if
you?
you get offered 10 grand for your city, you're gonna be like, well, I've already spent 2.5 million on this thing. Why am I going to fucking sell it for 10? You just rather just give it away. It's kind of an insult.
I mean,
Woody,
he
I
should
just
keep his main city and give the other ones away. That's what he should do.
He should do that.
You
I
know?
agree. I agree. He should do that. That would be good for 785. And at that point, if you did do that, I mean, at that point, you guys wouldn't even need a merger because you're back to where you used to be.
I'm not even trying to be a dick, but I don't care about that guy at all. Like we're already winning without him. We literally took #1 in Wasteland without him.
Right.
So whatever, fuck him.
You stepped up a lot, Holbrook. I'm gonna give you that. You stepped up a lot. You took the
Thanks,
reins
man.
of that nation by the way it should be, and you've got your other. I mean, you guys had your civil war. You had your thing that you had to do, and that just right there tells you that civil war doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, especially if you need to clean your nation, because it better organizes it in the long run. Like when we
I mean,
went.
you just have to.
Go ahead.
You just have to make smart decisions. No, you have to make smart decisions. Like I never wanted to work against any of these people. We all can figure it out. We can all work together. But ultimately, like I had to bring other people in. I had to bring in smart people that wanted to fucking fight. There's too many fucking farmers, man, and there's too many fucking farm bot. Whatever the whole thing and all these younger nations. Like there's not even enough real players. But if you get a bunch of good players together, you can have a good time.
Yes, exactly. And that's why, 567 619 doing their thing, like it's literally no different than just, recruiting and people coming together with like minds. Like those two nations have been friendly for quite some time, so I'm surprised it actually took that long. But, nobody wants to leave $1 million city behind. You know what I'm saying? So, like these are difficult things, and the guys that are actually the ones moving nations, like those guys, like I don't know, I feel like there's like weight on their shoulders, so like those are not easy things to take place. And I think that it needs to be very, very well planned type deal.
Well,
So
it puts that the #1 spender back into position that we're now I got to carry the nation again, like for what like Vegas did. Now Holbrook's got to, not talking shit Holbrook, is having to carry the nation again like before he got a merger. And it just puts him right back to where he was before he got his first merger. I mean, let's be real. Our merger, when you get your first merger, it's not only you're getting a whole bunch of new people, but you're taking a lot of stress and shit off your #1 player. And Holbrook just got thrown right back into it. And I feel that was kind of fucked up what Vegas did.
I'm not gonna.
yeah, I mean, nothing you can do, man. You can't control other people's actions or attitudes, man. I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah.
So kind of just got to deal with those punches when they come in. But yeah, man, look what 785 has done.
Yeah.
Like I remember somewhat talking shit about 785 a year or so ago. Like, the one guy, but one man band. Da 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 da. Now look, it's cool, man. You guys got 8590 showing up for an event, man. That's I don't care if you win it or not, bro. People ain't doing that, and that's fun.
Bro,
So
we brought 90 and we have that crown on the honor ranking for until they bring Wasteland back up. So that's fucking.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That sounds like a lot more fun than watching a dude run 3 cities with 3 iPads or 4, however many the fucks he's got. So,
dude, fucking Vegas was cool. Vegas was cool and all, but man, fucking 90 in an event is fucking pretty great. You know what I mean? Like that's in my log. 90 in an event is fucking great.
Yeah, I was just looking at in the chat. The 1,000 Nation, hold my beer. They're dropping fucking attacks in there with 50 plus. Fucking shout out to those guys, man, because they're doing it the right way. Win, lose, or draw, bro. That shit's fun. And I don't care how you shake it up. You know.
Man, I'm kind of a bitch, if we're being honest, about Elite Wars. I'm not a super fan of Elite Wars, but we had an Elite Wars today,
That's
and
why I'm gonna start talking shit about that. If you can't like Wasteland and not like Elite War, it doesn't make sense.
calm down, man. I can take first, relax in Wasteland.
Because you
But
can't win against the big cities.
anyways,
Yeah, it
I'm
just takes
willing.
time, bro. It just takes time.
I'm willing to take my beatings, but today we had a fucking Elite Wars, and it was like 51 or 52 on defense. Everything was a good time. You old nations are. I understand why you love Elite Wars.
They play the same way you play. I played you before, and you like the speed. You like the speed.
I'm gonna fuck around and challenge Holbrook just for fun.
No, don't do
No, man, we're
that.
too far. I mean, you're welcome to, but we're too far behind. No, I actually figured out my combination now. So I'm focused 100% on Polar and Elite. Sorry, Polar and Wasteland for my nation. I want them to get the most merit. I want them to come up on those two.
Okay.
And we're gonna give all the president. I have to talk to the nation, but I think this is a smart move. We're gonna give all the president rewards to the kill event. To the kill event, like whatever kill event, whether frenzy or void,
Okay.
and then I think I'm gonna spend my 25% speeds on Elite Wars. That's how I think I'm gonna balance everything out.
That's your fingers are gonna get real sore hitting those 25s.
Yeah, bro, your fucking thumb's gonna hurt. It took the words right out of my mouth.
I've been there. Holy shit.
Hey, you want to hear something funny? You know where I use my 25% speeds, and I got like 4,000 of them, Johns. I use them in fucking Doom.
To get it done right away, right?
Just
Listen,
get that shit over with.
We can only do what we can only do. So I'm not trying to be a dick, but we can only focus on what we can focus on.
Yeah.
But my way to play Elite Wars free is 25% speeds.
Also, so I hear what you're saying, right? Just to kind of like knock back at your, the older nations, and maybe you guys can't compete with us because we're that much older, type deal. So what I did, and just give you my own experience, because we were in a similar position for a very long time. Is we just did it, the ranks by 10. Get to the top 100, top 980, but all the way down. And it's been fun, man. And it's been a couple of years, probably 2.5 years now that we've whatever made it a somewhat, it's been a focus of ours. So yeah, it's been fun, man. And we're not anywhere close to the top. Those guys have sinned, man. I don't think anybody can beat those guys right now.
Well, if anyone can beat them, it's going to be 621 or 255. If you think
I mean,
about
I
it.
question even 255 giving them a run for their money, man. Just pound for pound, they show up, and their stats are that much bigger than 255s even currently. 621, yeah. I mean, maybe speed the plane up a little bit and pray that 219 isn't spending money like 621 or a couple of other nations out there are.
You know they are. You know they are.
I know they are. That's why I'm not trying to get my hopes up. That's why I just feel like they're gonna hang out there for a little while. Shout out to those guys. But man, I saw that UBN got lost today, and but whatever. I'll get back to the facts. The facts, is that we went from 90 to 80, and I remember when we got our second merger, kind of where you're at right now. We were at like 55. We were dancing between 60 and 50, call it. And since our second merger, however long ago that was now, we've trudged our way down into the top 5. So it's been a long-term goal, and and we're still not there because obviously we can't get first right now, or even third. I don't know if we can take out 255. I don't think we can take out 621 even right now. I don't think we're there just yet. But
Give it some time, you'll get there.
I mean, it's all team based, bro. Really, man. Everyone's recruiting, everyone's doing their thing, man. Shout out to the great teams of AOO, man. There's some good ones out there. So yeah.
Everything's a ladder, man. Everything's a ladder.
I feel that like I told my alliance, my R5, I was like, look, I challenged 28 or 385 buried days in Elite War, and I already know that we're gonna lose it, but I feel that I have to, being that we are in the top 100, that my alliance needs to see an actual EW, a really good EW alliance, to understand what I'm trying to tell them about, like having the strike team, the attack team, and a defensive team, because they're still not. It's not sinking into them. So me and Barry talked. Barry, and I think
Yeah, when I was watching your Elite War, I was stressing out, bro.
dude, I'm stressing out now, and I already know we're gonna lose
Stressing
this.
out, dude. I was watching it, dude. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So yeah, shoot, I was stressed out, so I just kept my mouth shut and just watched.
Barry backed me into a corner. He bullied me. No, I'm joking. No, but I think it's there comes a point, and I think Big Bird said it before, that when it comes to knowing the ranks of where you should be, your whale should not have to spend a lot of money to get a win. And I think I go by, if me and Kay don't show up for Elite War, can you still win it? And if you can't, then maybe you're a little bit too high up the ranks, and you should probably back down, because we're not going to be able to show up.
That's not fair, because you're a part of the team. You're expected to be there.
I'm expected so if I'm expected to be there, am I expected to literally go through 300,000 gold every single time and let everyone else walk? I mean, it's not costing them any money, but it's costing us $500, $600 each and every EW. I mean,
you're the one clicking spend speed, okay, not them.
I understand. I understand that, but it's
but if you're not getting the support that you're looking for, right? You join the team in the same capacity, right? Like, but you should still be there. Like at the end of the day,
25% Woody, 25%. Get in there.
Yeah, I would do exactly that. Like I wouldn't be dumping $200-300 grand to pull off a win for everybody. Like, no, that's not fair, especially to you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That if we want to win,
but if it's you and Kay and the other guy who's big, I forget his name. If it's you and you're, call it Mayday team, right? That's what I call my squad.
Yeah.
So if it's your little Mayday team, and we say it, and it's not a specific person who's a C40, or it's the guy who's willing to spend the money. Okay, that's what it is. Not necessarily the money, but the consumable, right? If you are in this Mayday team, you are somewhat required to click the fucking speed button. And people raise their hand for it, right? There's C36s all the way to C41s, right? So, and everybody in between. So, but if you're not getting any hand raises and you're the only fucking idiot, right? And I'm going to say that because you would be the only fucking idiot.
True.
Don't do that. Don't play the game like that, Woody.
You're better than that. And that's what I'm saying. We're at that point.
But you're still expected to be there, right? You
can't. I
mean,
I do show up. Okay, I do show up, unless it's when I'm sleeping, because of my work schedule. I need my fucking sleep. Like, there's a point where if it's at a certain time, it doesn't matter if I have an alarm set or not. Like, if I'm in my deep sleep, I'm not waking up. and
that's different, right? Like, everyone's got their thing. Like, we build our team around being able to participate at certain times for Elite War, right?
Yeah.
And there's definitely 7 to 12 people, that don't ever, come because it's 3:00 in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't expect them to wake up at 3:00 in the morning to play a game, right?
Yep.
But I will expect you to take a shit during work, to get the fuck in here.
45 minute shit. No, but like for instance, we got Wolfpack 616. They challenged us, and it's literally the time is literally when I'm gonna be out cold. And I already told them, guys, I won't even be there. Like, I'm out cold. Like,
I don't know if anybody in there has got access to your city or not, but bro, you throw your troops in there, you get that's free merit. Challenges like that are what we call free merit. It's like the Wednesday merit for 150 for no challenges. It's the same shit. It's no different.
It's if I can even wake up. But there's only one person that has access to my city, and unfortunately, that person, I don't know. He hasn't even contacted me in a while. So
Yeah. So if that's the case, man, you just miss out on that merit, brother. You know. But
which
it's all in the focus, and
yeah,
everyone kind of does their thing. But knocking back on Mr. Holbrook, man, I think that, but bro, look at 594. 594 is like ranked 12 or 10 or 11 or some shit, and they're up there doing their thing, bro. And I feel like you could give them a run for their money, Holbrook.
ele-
If you showed up with 90, you know
11.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, they're in 11th. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and they're there because they show up with 90, bro.
Yeah,
Straight up on everything I love. They're not the
Bro,
strongest fucking team in there. They're
I
there because they show up with fucking 90.
yeah.
we play not with fucking money, and we just play with participation. I fucking love it.
Well,
Yeah,
the
dude,
problem the
that's what,
problem the problem with my nation and my alliance is 80% are from across the other side of the pond, and the other half, all the big whales, are on a different time schedule to where they're sleeping. So it's really
see.
hard.
So it's hard to have elite war then as a priority if that's
Yeah, and
your
it's not.
guys' clan makeup.
And
You
it's
know.
and it's not a priority to us. That's why when we went out, when we set it up
I mean,
against
but you have
385,
what? How many in that elite war today? There was 60 something or whatever in that elite war.
I think we had 45, 50. Yeah, 45, 50. I think it wasn't that much. Um, they brought I think it was like 55, 60. So I mean, the numbers were there on their side. It wasn't so much
I
on
mean,
our
that's
side.
good for your guys's, not having a second, blah blah blah. I don't think that's horrible, man. Obviously you're not gonna go up into the ranks, especially with you guys having wonky times.
Yeah,
That's maybe something that in the grand scheme of things, if I'm a leader in that nation, is something that because that dictates everything, man.
yeah, it does.
Time attacks, speed attacks, void, frenzy. You got to be able to come together as a team, So I don't know. I don't want to shake things up over there, but if you're trying to, assuming you don't get merged, right, with your tips and tricks that you're going to be attempting to do here in the near future. Um, but assuming that you don't get merged, Woody, something that, you might want to consider,
I,
is at least putting forget about the strongest players. We were talking about that in Alliance chat today, as a matter of fact, because we're currently in GC form, right? 425 is.
right.
Where we have players from other alliances, for this elite war and things of that nature. Um, so it's like when you put all those, sorry, I just lost my train of thought, but like if you put like your situation that you guys have and put everybody like at that same time, man, I think it would be a lot better because we're not. Here's where I was saying we're not looking for all the strongest together, even though it's really nice. I want the active ones, you know. Like I don't care if you got a fucking C40, bro. If that motherfucker's sitting in the bubble, and when I look at the last time you logged in and it was 7 hours ago on Void War Sunday, and I know damn well you're awake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
So it's like, so it's stupid stuff like that is where I would prefer to have everybody together because 425 is not a super alliance, if you would. Like there is other alliances with powerful cities that if we were the all together, you know, I honestly don't think it would work out very well. I think there'd be too much shit flopping around, if you know what I mean.
see, we
Um,
at one point we had all the bigger cities in our alliance. We did have that, but it got to the point where because we are very competitive, um, they bailed out, and I think that's like the 36s that you see in the second rank alliance, 37s.
yeah,
They bailed out because they
they
didn't
can't
want
keep up.
they can't keep up. And I'm not talking shit about them because I mean there's times where I'm just like guys, I can't do this. I get you guys want to win, but I have a limit, like, and this is pushing me past
Yeah,
my budget, like. So
Yeah,
I understand that,
That's tough, man.
but I don't know. I think we need a merger. I mean, the discipline in my nation is top key. It's up to par. I have no complaints about the discipline in my nation. It's just the activity, and I noticed that second and third
Well,
rank
it's because
alliance.
there's. Don't you think the activity is just spread out between your second and third ranked alliances?
Well, in the
If
past
you
couple,
put all the active players together, man, you might got something good, brother. I'm just saying, because
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I hate to say this, but bro, the probability of you getting a merger is so unlikely, dude. So unlikely. You better know some fucking some developer over there, and I'm not talking about your VIP, bro. You know.
Yeah,
So it's
I know what
like,
you
Well,
mean.
I do have to give Woody some props because I literally played your nation in 796,
Hmm.
and then right after, not long after that in Void, we played you in 785, and your nation has a discipline like a motherfucker. Like, and the big ones, you guys come out and you fight. I think in 796 we had a little bit more fights. 785 it was just more like we were just baiting and trying to trap you motherfuckers. But yeah, your nation definitely is disciplined. So I just had to make sure I
Well,
put my
thank you.
fucking 2 cents on that because I experienced it.
That's good to hear. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good to hear. It's good to hear that. Uh, the activity. I
yeah, I
think.
mean, I just think if you put the activity together, man, and assuming, I don't know, maybe you put a time limit on it, you don't get a merger in X amount of time frame, maybe you try to put something together. But I'm here to tell you, bro, like hanging around with 30 dudes, 20, 25 all the time in a fucking team attack, 30 if you're lucky, ain't fun if you can get fucking 70, bro. You
Yeah.
know? And it sounds like you got it. And I've, just scrolling, as you scroll through your own nation ranks, you guys got some good stuff over there. It just seems like it's all kind of just spread out for whatever reason, you know, and that's tolerable to a certain degree when when you're winning, obviously, but also when there is that very prominent, like, I don't know, you can get that activity all the time.
Right.
Like when you can share the reports that have 50 or 60 people in them, more than just on a random directly after Elite War only um, type deal. So there's, you hear what I'm saying, man, because I just don't see you getting a merger, man. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I hope I'm wrong. Same with Holbrook, man. I think he's holding his fucking breath, dude. And I think it's kind of,
I kind of
I
think
don't
that
think
Not
too.
he,
fucking me. Absolutely fucking not. I'm bringing over everybody who wants to come fucking fight. Come to 785. I'm not holding my breath. Betting
yeah.
on Camel is a bad
There's.
fucking choice. I love Woody. I love you, buddy, but betting on Camel is a bad fucking
No,
choice.
I agree. I agree.
I
Yeah.
want to give a little tip real quick, especially to Woody playing him. It's how our us big guys. It's how we play with the smaller players that helps them stay in events longer, so they're there to help you. I'm not gonna give everybody the exact secrets and tips, but like in 908, we have 3 decently strong cities. But we don't fucking go out there and act like we're the shit and try to solo everybody. If we see our teammates in a big fight, we're going to rush in there to help them. Why? We're going to help them save troops. So they stay in the event longer, like Polar, like Wasteland, like Elite War. We don't just let them walk to their death. It's like the big guys jump in and help. You win those battles. Those guys save more troops. You're killing the enemy troops. They're free to free players are losing more troops. They won't last the event, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You have to work as a fucking team. I don't give a fuck how big your dick is. Get in there with the boys because you're helping them. I get it. You want to speed up because you want to stop this guy, or you want to go down here and you want to go do this or whatnot. But you don't realize you being strong and you being with the boys is going to help them more. And you got to figure out how to be a better big for your team, not for your solo achievements or for everybody to be like, oh, there's Mr. Big Dick speeding around. No, that shit gotta stop. And I promise you'll see a lot better results if you play like that, because that's exactly what we do.
So actually, Bryce, what you just touched on is one of okay. So first of all, me and Holbrook have always had kind of like a dysfunctional brother sister relationship before I even played in his nation. But one thing that when he told me his vision, I came there and played. But one thing that I love playing with Holbrook, like hands down, is like it makes you proud to fight for that person, because when we go in, it is not about him ever. Like obviously he could fucking like I could hit fucking 30 fucking attacks. Like I could have like 75% of a fucking fleet left in my account and void, and I could be ranking, and he could hit something twice and he'll be number one. But guess what? He's not running around doing it by himself. He is always checking in with the team. We are always doing things as a team. When we do Polar and we do fucking Wasteland, when we fucking load in, he waits for all of us to boost the board and do whatever it is for us to get merits. And then, and as soon as everybody's done, he waits and then he takes charge. He never fucking goes in thinking about himself. He is always like when he's running around in Elite Wars, because like a lot of us aren't, first of all, if we're fucking focusing on other shit, I'm the first one to bitch about we should not be fucking wasting shit and speeding around in Elite Wars if we're doing it on everything else. But he will go around and he will fucking kill everybody's front lines. He'll do whatever. And he doesn't complain about anything because he's there for us. And so that's one thing that I would
but you're
love.
also there for him, right?
Oh,
so like,
100%.
and that's why it makes it so like a great relationship, like. And as a big, and I'm sure Holbrook can speak for himself, I'm sure, but like my own experience, same shit. We're in there, we got our meat shields, if that's what you want to call them, or whatever the case is. But it is always better with the team, unless there's some times where, like, if you're fighting 5, 6, 7, sometimes you don't want the team in there because they don't, whatever, some stupid stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, like it's always as a big man, I want the team in there. It's so rare that I use a SOS attack or some dumb shit like that. It's so rare that we're not fighting as a team. Like, sure, I speed around a lot, and if it is void, I'm probably in there first. But it's being shared. It's all of those things, and
Well,
you guys take a lot of heat off of our back too. Just by
I know, and
showing up.
I love hearing you say that. I love hearing Bryce say that. I've played in a lot of nations, and I've played with great fucking leaders in Wales, and I think that makes a difference. Because I will tell you right now, Holbrook, love you, but fuck you. All of our events are at 6 a.m. for me. I am not a morning person, but guess what? I have not missed any fucking event. I don't care if like both my eyes aren't open. I show up because it's that team. Like he shows up for us, we show up for him, and I hope that is something that especially with this shit not merging. If you're gonna build a nation, you're gonna bring people. That's what you want, man. Like that is what you want.
Man, she sounds like wife material. Seriously. I
I'll
ain't
just
joking,
go. Get
man.
off
Do
my
that in the
woman. Let's
DMs,
go.
Woody. Do that in the DMs, Woody.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
no. I'm just that sounds like I'm gonna make you a sandwich and everything kind of shit. Like, man.
Get off my woman. Let's go.
No, dude. I'm not gonna. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing. She's all yours, bro. Like, no, but that's
Trust me, I ain't easy to deal with at all. So he like look. This is and I appreciate the Sunday night and us talking about stuff like this, because this is the shit that I've always wanted to talk about, because I've struggled in multiple nations. I struggled with my original nation trying to bring shit like this together, and so for us to be finally talking about this, I fucking, and then actually living it, like being able to play it and actually enjoy it. Like Holbrook was warned about me. Like nobody wanted, like you don't want to deal with her in your nation. I'm a fucking angel.
hmm
That's debatable.
Chat
But
said
like,
it. She's crazy.
but
Don't
no,
say
but
laugh
like,
out
Nick
loud on
Woody,
that one.
she's crazy.
I don't even have to yell at anybody. I can just
Look at
play.
Hawkins.
I can fucking enjoy myself. Like I am enjoying that. I'm enjoying, and it's
Woody,
kind of
show the
like,
chat right now.
What's that?
wait, oh fuck,
What are we
oh
looking at?
god, don't.
Oh, you want to go back down here? Okay. All right. Multiple
Yeah,
nations.
Those
whatever,
red
whatever.
flags. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, 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 no. But hey, look. Hey, you.
Oh man.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Everybody should be a little bit afraid of me.
I
So
I actually enjoy it when women do speak up in this game because honestly, there's not many women that play this game that will voice their opinion and talk. So I mean, I'm enjoying this.
Woody, I've been in your podcast
I know that,
talking.
but
Well,
I understand that. But
She,
I'm saying in
Woody
general,
hasn't been on. Woody hasn't been on Sundays in a few weeks. So
yeah, it's
yeah, we're used to your voice, hon. You know, we get it.
well, I appreciate you guys, and yeah. So hey, you just take my little flags.
So
And
let me ask this, Holbrook. So, based off of your loving the 619-567 ordeal, what is 785 doing to prepare for something similar? Let's take Vegas cities and stick them off in a corner where they are somewhere. I'm sure.
I don't know.
Those
I don't
are
know.
those are. Do we got
I don't.
some? Do you got a handful of cities that you're preparing to fucking bring on some new people? Can you sustain those types of things? Can you bring on another nation if you wanted to?
No, not right now. You know, of course I want to do that. Of course I want to have that ability, but not right now. We if we get a merge, I'm sure we'll get a merge with a nation that'll have enough cities that we can do something like that. If Vegas finds his heartbeat. But I mean, you know, the problem with this guy is that he literally fucking logs in. He still plays, still shields. So
yeah,
like,
he logs in. I send him
uh,
reasons. I saw him on number 288 of reasons why he should give me his farms.
280. Okay, let's be real.
so
His farms are not fucking farms.
Yeah, I know,
yeah.
but
Let's be
I mean,
real.
So
I know, but
I fucking wish. The answer is I fucking wish. I'm ready. Like I'm ready to have inventory, but I don't have inventory. If I'm being honest,
Yeah,
like
that's kind of one of the
I,
biggest issues. Without like 567 had a three nation merge and then a two nation merger. So I mean they got many cities and plus the age of it. The 700s, yeah, they're getting older, but we've only literally had one nation mergers and literally there's there's not a single person that is like walking away yet. There might be one or two, but I mean, are they really gonna just give it away? Like if I was gonna bring someone into my nation, let's say Hellfish gave me his city, right? If I was gonna bring people in my nation, I would make it to the point where you're not buying it, but you can play in it, but just know when you're done, you're giving it back. So that city is gonna eventually get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if they okay with it, I mean it's kind of a free city, and the money that they would have put towards the city, they're gonna put into the city, and it's just gonna grow.
Well, Tip
I
also
mean,
said that they
it
spent
should be
several
like
months getting cities from people. They had players kind of help building them up, talking with 619 to make everything work. So, it definitely wasn't an overnight thing. They put in the work to get it done.
And it,
yeah.
like how I am so
Those
jealous of
guys
that.
scrounged up C37 farms. They scrounged it all up, man. And again, shout out to the leadership and everything that they put together over there to pull that off, because that is not something that is easy by any sense of the word.
I'm gonna say shout
So
out to 619 too, because you got to remember a lot of those people that came in there. A lot of them are big cities in
Yep.
619 that dropped down.
I mean, the whales got whale cities,
Yeah,
so
but I mean, you
they're
got to
happy.
if you got a, let's say, even if it's not a whale, but you got a C40 over there in 619, and they get handed a C37 or a 38. In their eyes, are like, okay, you know what, fuck it, let's just do it. That's a shout out I'm trying to give. Like they're just saying, fuck it,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
just do
hey,
this.
yeah, hey. What city is Mick getting? Like Mick left his city Yeah, like for him to do that, that's a big transition.
Yeah, I mean, he left a somewhat max city to
Yeah.
a very strong city. Don't get me wrong, you know, but as a whale, you would rather do that
One hundred percent.
than be stuck like Mental. Look what Mental did. Same thing. It's no
Yeah.
different. He came and bought a trashy C-41 and built that motherfucker into something amazing. But now he has a team. Period.
Well,
It's worth it if you can afford it. You know,
well, hey, look,
say
look,
that call that
eight
for
five
what it
six
is.
75 75. We just Holbrook. How long ago did you just start doing it? This wasn't very long ago that he started bringing all of us over, and so look, we got time. We got time. This is a fucking long game. Look how long all these motherfuckers have been
Yeah,
playing.
it's definitely the long game, and a lot
Yes.
of the older nations that even came before me, they were doing that shit, long ago.
Mm-hmm.
52 is bringing in warriors into 52 for ages,
Yeah, I
for
remember that.
ages.
I remember that.
For ages, man. As far as I can think back into the game, 52 was recruiting the right people. you know so like it's always been a thing. I think maybe there for a little while, maybe it got lost in the sauce a little bit, but it's always been a thing. And if you have cities, man, you need to have bodies in them if you can. I know there's circumstances that obviously you can't get around, but like I'll tell you, man, I've bought plenty of cities in 425. you know
So we.
Especially the ones that are tolerable to buy. No, I have not bought $2,000 whatever, blah blah blah. But if like a nice C-37's like $300,
Oh yeah, that's
like
that's good.
I'm gra- I'm grabbing that, man, and I'm just gonna put it. I'm gonna have one of the guys log in and just hold it. Just wait for the next guy.
Do the dailies
And
and call it a day.
yeah, so but like I got a guy with a C-39, man, like 100 million BP. It's a nice strong city, but the guy doesn't play. But he wants 3 grand for the city. He's smoking crack. Okay, city ain't worth it. And I won't buy it for that. I offered him like $1,500 to and that's like being generous.
It's fun.
And
1,500 bucks. Yeah, for
and
some. Yeah, definitely generous.
and it's only because of the BP. You
Yeah.
know. But if the shield falls and I kill that motherfucker, does it get cheaper?
By a
Because
lot cheaper.
you know.
That's
So
hilarious.
A lot cheaper.
So I don't know, man. It's like stupid stuff like that. But yeah, I'll definitely grab the tolerable cities that a few $100 and that's it. And always have your ears open and you have your leadership if you're a leader. Whatever the R4 R3 team. Talking to their people in other alliances and. If those cities come for sale, man, you make sure you're the ones that are scooping them up.
So in our nation, we have got recruited. Some of the players. Some of the people that quit, we did replace them with some other whales. For instance, Playtime. I don't even know where Playtime, what nation he came from. It just one day it went from Groot to Playtime. That's I have no clue where he came from. Someone brought him in, and he's been a blessing. He's a C40, and he's a spender like every fucking day. But
I mean, I like the recruiting because typically, obviously, based on the player, but our experience for 425 has been great. We Deadpool, Nismo, Mental. I got a handful of players at a 357 join us, and you know what you're getting, and you're getting somebody that wants to join a team, that wants to fight, that wants to do these things, and that's it. That's it. You know what you're getting, and that's the part that I enjoy. So it's like I know that this guy, he lives in fucking, I don't know, whatever, California, call it.
right.
And, he's a few hours behind me, but he's going to be online. He's be able to make Elite War times, all of these things. So it's nice to know, for the most part, what you're getting. Sure, people come with quirks, you deal with them, like I'm not a huge fan of Deadpool's, political views, you know, But hey, man, like keep that shit out of Alliance chat, and like we're Gucci. We're fine.
Yeah.
Like mental, right? He loves to beat me and shit. Fucking do it, bro.
By
Kill
all
it.
means. By all
Run
means.
it, bro. Do your thing. And but like everyone's got their own shit, and it's fine. But like for the most part, everyone's like minded, and we're there to do what we're there to do, which is hopefully fight. And our recruits do just that. Is they fight. And then we forgot we recently brought in Acid from 360. Not no crazy whale, blah 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 blah. But he's there. He shows up. He's and he helps. That's what I like is you get other experiences from other nation and you get to kind of chuckle at some things. But a lot of the times these guys bring a lot of great experience. Like Deadpool's been awesome. Really has. It's been awesome because 459 back in the day, man, those guys were something to be played with.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Like
shout out Deadpool. I heard you don't even shout him out. That's so sweet.
like there's so many, like at like little great little things that come from other nations. I can ask the guys from 621 how much they've gotten from what have come from other nations. I mean, look, you got Mav, you got V-Time, Big Bird. The list goes on and on. So like a majority of these teams, I don't know so much about 255, but I'm only going to assume very similar. They got great recruiting ads out there. So I'm only going to assume that these are not organic teams, guys. These are not the guys who created, the C5s, and built them up, right? These are people that come together with like minds. I mean, look at all the Discord servers and things that we're in. Like
Yeah,
if I wasn't so committed, if I was a normal player, I would want to go to one of these 10 or so nations that we talk about like over and over and over and over again.
100%.
Like I just would.
Absolutely.
And if you don't think like that, it's like you're one of those guys that we want to kill.
And
Yeah.
think about it. Think about it this way. Like, one thing that I've noticed that's why I'm so happy I came to 75, just because, and I know we're at the beginning. I know we've got a lot of work to do and whatnot. Like we're trying to mold and trying to bring people in, trying to get our nation on board or whatnot. But like the fact it's okay. You play. So I'm a natural athlete. Like I've always been a competitive athlete. So when I got in this game, I struggled in my original nation, trying to, find out what to do. I was always here trying to figure out what I need to do in my nation, and everybody's fighting me on it because people just weren't at the same level. Well, once you finally get a team with all all like-minded people like me, I fucking hate all these other events. The only event I fucking really like is Void. That is the only event I love. But I love my team, and then now once we're winning, now I'm starting to enjoy some of the shit, right?
You're in the
But
wrong nation if you love
we're
war.
all fucking there, man, and it's that synergy, that energy that everybody brings to the team. That's when, and then there's really no drama. Like there's no drama because like maybe there's drama because like we might lose and we're like whatever, but like we all showed up. I mean you can't get upset if like 80 people showed up and we lost. Like what were we gonna do? Like it was just the
Yeah,
competition, right?
that's the fun
Like
part. I mean, that just
that.
happened against us with 621 not too long ago in Frenzy. We all showed up for the most part, and we got clobber bombed. And
Yeah, but
like that.
you can't be mad at that. That's
Yeah,
something
exactly.
and
It was
you
fun.
enjoy that shit as a team. Like me, we've been on VC now on because now we're starting to do the kill events on VC. Like, yeah, it's a grind. Like we lost this time, but hey, me and Holbrook and a bunch of other people were drinking on fucking VC, just waiting and baiting and doing all this shit. And are like, I mean, hey, look, I got a little hypey at the end, but like whatever. It was fun. Like we did that shit as we go in as a team, we win as a team, we might lose as a team. And honestly,
This is
I
how
am glad I
this is
didn't
how
quit
I
the game.
this is how I felt going against 785. I felt like I was getting fucking my ass kicked.
Oh, we were relentless. I mean, we were just like we were on.
Yeah, I think that like a lot of people, like for instance, in my nation, there are still people that are scared to lose troops, and I don't think that that's like, for instance, when we went up against you guys, what did we have? Like an average of like 20 people, 23 people on those good team battles. But like other than that, like you would see like people on. We'll say there'll be 40 people on, but only 20 people sending. Like that's the issue that we have, and I'm sure a lot of these nations here have that same problem. And I don't.
Oh yeah, that's when I'm in Alliance chat public shaming people.
Well, yeah, like I
We were in the exact same place you are, Woody, right before our second merger.
and that's kind of like I know I'm not
We were
faking.
in the same place, maybe a little bit stronger, whatever GC finals, a little bit further, whatever. But like we were in the same spot. We had a couple of different alliances. They didn't want to necessarily merge with us because of one of them, a couple of reasons. Kind of fresh out of a civil war, da 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 da. So there's like some tension and stupid stuff like that. So we were in like a similar spot, like alliance wise.
Right.
And I tell you, man, I mean, if I did anything, if tips and tricks is I made everybody shut the farms off. I didn't ask. I told them, and if the farms were gathering or anything, I would kill it and kick them. All of I did those things to stop activity on, the farms, trying to knock home as much as possible that looks like an active member, and things like that. But like outside of that, you know, I don't think there's really much you could do, to really trigger a merger. I think that's really the only technically logical thing that a collective collaborative effort could actually do something a little bit to trigger a merger, but I don't know. I don't see much else happening. So
I honestly just think we should stop talking about fucking mergers. I think it's a fucking
Yeah,
lost
well,
cause. I
Camel,
think we need to keep
Camel
everything
knows.
in our own hands.
Camel
I
knows
mean,
that
they're gonna happen,
Yeah.
and they know that Woody's got a voice. That is something that is good for Woody, and he should be. When they say don't talk about mergers on the channel, you should say eat a dick, and
Facts.
and talk about it more. But that's just my opinion. So, but
Well,
whatever.
so
Yeah, I tend
I
to agree with Miss Chaos Queen there. It's like, like the merger sus, it just happened. I know we're set to have another one this coming month, but
maybe,
like,
maybe, maybe, maybe,
again,
maybe, maybe.
guys, I'm here to tell you that it's not happening in the 700s.
Uh,
It's
so
going to be
it's gonna be
up
like
there
Yeah,
wherever they
yeah,
left off.
they're
900s and
trying to group
above.
up all. Yeah, it's yeah,
It's going to be
it's
wherever they left off and wherever the last, bullshit was.
We got Brandon
Um,
from the YouTube chat from 1304 asking if they can merge into 736, and I'll be honest with you, you would not want that. You wouldn't want that. Like you don't want your highest player is only a C34 merged into a nation like us because we have 34s as farms. You don't
Can I say something? Can I say something? What nation is he? 13 something?
1304.
Okay, can I give you the greatest advice that
Move
somebody gave me?
move
I was
there.
in
Move there.
I was in 847, and I remember, and we got one of the fast. Like I was surprised, we had one of the fastest merges because our whale pushed for it. And you know what we got? We got a merge, and we got a C35 out of our fucking merge,
Yeah.
and we got a fucking sea of farms.
Yep.
So and so now 847 is pretty much, dead after that because like then the whale had to keep carrying everybody after his merge that he requested. And so my advice to all these newer nations is do not push for merges.
I agree.
Do not push for merges. Like, hey, 858 was one of the later people in our group, like in our globe, that got like, I mean, they were the last ones to get a merge. You motherfuckers, lit show, you could fucking pop on and you could talk about it. You guys got you got the perfect merge. What was it? 858. Even the numbers sounded good. 858 and 885. Fuck y'all.
So
Yep, we got a dream merge.
yeah, you did. Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
you did.
So here's the thing. What I'm coming up with is this: you're gonna want to lower your nation BP. because as the statistics and the charts that we've looked at, it does point out that the last mergers were under a certain amount of nation PP that got a merger. And then two, the activity of not logging into your farms. But by not logging into your farms, you're taking a possibility that that player that's there just for the farms, that has a decent sized city, but now you're taking half the fun away from them. They might not show up as much. And then another thing I want to say is when these bigger nations such as mine or 785 does get emerged, I feel.
But hold on, before you go any further.
Okay.
Does that motherfucker who loves his farm so much, does he fight? Or is he just hanging out in the fucking bubble? Or I gotta know.
So
I gotta know.
There are a lot of people that do have farms that they will fight. So
That don't fight?
That do fight. So a lot
That do fight, that love their farms?
Yeah. So and I'll tell you. So Drunken Tiger has a lot of farms, and he's always there. He uses his farms to level up his own shit, and then he'll use his farms and make a little extra to push into his city. I'm sure you're picking up what I'm laying down.
So you're talking about like resources. Like he needs minerals.
Well, that and then other people need resources, and he uses that profit to put into his city as well.
And what you just said, what you were just saying about when you're.
I'm hold on. I'm just trying to really understand this. Like this motherfucker's like really like farming, like sending out to the mineral mines. Like he still does that.
Yep, he does that. He sell it to other players, and he'll put whatever he makes off the players and put it into his city.
So wait, there's still people buying.
There's still people buying resources.
There are some people that do because all the other players like me, Kay, and all them, we don't even. I don't own a fucking farm.
Okay. What you need to do?
Don't you motherfuckers know how to steal shit?
Oh, I do.
I know. That's what I was saying.
I mean, I got 179 million
man,
minerals
I bet you
right
if I go in that goddamn nation of yours and just scout a few times, I'm gonna find me some fat ass motherfucking farms that don't deserve that motherfucking shit.
No, I agree. And wait, hold on. We do that.
Me and Holbrook know how to fucking loot. We know how to loot.
Come on, Woody, man. What are you doing, bro?
Don't get me wrong. We do loot the people that don't that have a lot of farms and don't.
Hey,
active.
You ever heard the word no?
No.
No.
I
said it. You need to start using that motherfucker. You need to start using that motherfucker. You need to start telling people no. And then when they have a rebuttal, you say no again, and then you tell them how to fucking do it.
Hey,
and when
Woody,
they start crying about fucking minerals, you tell them to steal it from the fucking enemy.
Hey, Woody, don't you have a soundboard? You go, no.
Come on, bro. I'm gonna get Nismo on the next podcast.
Bro. No,
this motherfucker's gonna teach y'all
how to
steal.
I think
4G minerals out of like any nation.
I think that you. So Lee Guy, you have to understand as well that 425 is a monster nation. Okay, so you guys have.
You should be, bro. They got you, bro. You should be able to go farm anything the fuck you want.
And I do.
Lead God, calm down.
But you
calm down.
You also got to also remember, Lee Guy. Like ever since we've been doing the whole "don't hide your titans," this and that, or you better clean your farms before whatever. They do that. Like in the 700s and 800s, they clean their farms. Like, so what am I going to go after?
No,
minerals?
Listen. No, I know, but Lady God, let me just okay. So Woody's matched up with like.
I'm talking about your enemies, bro.
My enemies are clean. Like they don't have any.
Well, no. Okay, so for instance, Woody, would you have been able to loot in fucking 796?
Yeah, in Void I loot. If they have no troops in there, I'm going.
I know, but
until they bubble.
Could you loot?
Yes, I did.
No, but could you loot?
I tried, and there was like no resources even there.
Well, not only that is if you get fucking like you can't. Okay.
Yeah, you can't really just
go looting. You can't do that in 796. You're gonna get fucked. You're gonna get fucked by like fucking 6-41s.
Yeah, that's a bigger difference
obviously
too.
You have to know your enemy.
Well, yeah, right? And every one of our enemies lately have been like nations like right up there next to me.
Yeah, I know.
Like our matchups. Matchups.
I'm on Woody's side. You need to. You just know. I know who he's been up against because I've been up against him on each time the last like couple weeks. So
Like
just I get it.
we haven't
I mean, it
had
sounds like
good,
y'all could have stole from each other the way y'all are talking about bullshit.
like look
We just called truth. We
look
just
at our
called
matchup.
truth. You take our resources, I'll take yours.
Look, I mean,
Yeah, that's what it sounds like with that bullshit.
look at our matchups. And last season was even worse. So we have 799 in there. We have 667 in there. We got
Okay, but who did
785
you
in
have
there.
for Void?
We had
Who's
785 Holbrook. And
Holbrook?
yeah, you ain't stealing
You
anything from
tell
there
me
because
they got no resources over there.
dude, they
Hey,
were bubbled up. They were bubbled up, and the farms that that the farms that I thought that had resources had no
no.
resources.
Let Holbrook fucking talk to you.
Bro, let me light this joint, man. Y'all are killing me with this
He
shit.
shut down all fucking farms. He shut down all farm activity in our nation.
Yeah, so they're like the farms.
Good, good,
There's
good,
no troops.
good.
There's no
Holbrook
titans.
knows how to say no.
Yeah,
Good for
dude,
Holbrook.
there was no
There's literally
troops.
no farms in
There's no
785.
troops. There's no titans. There's no anything in any of those farms. The
Good.
only,
That's how it's supposed to look.
the only time I can
You
take
need to tell that fucker over there who's got 20 farms who likes to do this and do that with his farms to fucking stop it.
the only time that I was able to get resources out of 785 are those players that were like only having T4s in their cities or trying to play cat and mouse with me. I just pour it up there and just start hitting them over and over and over again until they bubbled.
Yeah, but, okay, but that's like 10 million minerals. You know?
Well, they bubble
Yeah,
up.
I know,
They
but
bubble
that's
up to
for
like the
him.
10th hit.
He doesn't need minerals. He doesn't fucking need minerals.
I doubt he does either. You know?
Yeah, I know. He doesn't need minerals.
But
that's why he's over there with that bullshit talking about he needs a guy in his alliance with 10 farms.
Yeah, and if I go over there, you know, I know, and just like Holbrook knows, no one's gonna hit him. I mean, I was dumb to hit Holbrook, but anyways, that's a different story. But no one's
Yeah,
gonna
but
hit him.
you didn't know. Hey, you didn't know you were hitting Holbrook.
I didn't.
I mean, Holbrook's a little different, but if Holbrook wanted to, he could loot for the rest of the nation, or his alliance, and he could, disperse it how he wants. But I say the same thing. I'm so loaded that if you need minerals, I'll send Doomsday out. You just have to watch it. That's all. Just make sure that, and you can have as much as you want. So, like that's and I'm sure Holbrook's in a very similar situation to where if somebody needed a f ton of minerals, like they can just get it from him.
Like I've got total 224 million minerals.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I have more than you. I have more than you. I have 384.
Well, I
That's because
use
she's out there stealing.
well, I use a lot of my
Yeah.
minerals recruiting, and then I go lose my troops fighting. Like I went through, if this was like I went through
Oh yeah,
25
that's true.
million.
That's true.
I went through
That's
25
true.
million BP just in this frenzy, and I don't play any differently in frenzy than I do in void. Like I'm playing the same way in both. If I lose that much, I lose that much.
Yeah.
So what I gain is I'm losing it right back in void because I'm not gonna stop, unless I run out of gold or speeds. Then at that point, guys, it's up to you. I'm done. I did my part. Like
Well, I hope. I honestly, what do you like? I hope for the sake that I know you fight. I've seen you fight. I played you in a few different nations of mine. And so just I hope that you guys get a good merge. And but yeah,
I just want to know what Holbrook and what are you going to do in October when they're not merged?
Hey, we're gonna keep fighting.
Yeah, we're gonna keep fighting.
I'll keep recruiting. We'll keep recruiting people.
The problem, my nation, is that we don't have cities to recruit.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
we have what people post a C-34. I mean, are you going a player at your status going to come to a nation with a C-34?
Hell no.
Yeah, it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be a 37 or higher.
Hold on. But hey,
So it sounds like Woody and team should go to 785. But anyways,
I mean,
that would be actually a good merge.
it would be.
It would. It really would.
Hold on.
I think that there's just a big possibility that you guys are going to be let down. So
Well, hold on. Let me send Vegas. The other reasons as to why you should give me his farms.
Hopefully
Yeah, I mean
Vegas.
that's just a situation in itself. If you guys
It
could
is
unleash those cities, like that would be a great recruiting effort for you guys.
That'd be like almost your
You
huge.
know?
merger right there.
Yeah.
Huge. Well, whatever it is, like I just want to be here and I want to help Holbrook. Like Holbrook, he deserves the team. That I mean, he's all about his team and he deserves the best. So I'll make sure it happens.
Yeah, there's some good. I was looking up at some nations up there in the 10, 1100s,
Yeah.
pulling the Woody a couple weeks back, and there's some pretty decent little teams up in there. You know,
Oh my
so
God, 11-11.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
The
that
fuck?
nation. I was just gonna say that
The
nation.
fuck?
Or
The
1038,
fuck?
1038, 1058. Like
so
there's some
so
fucking
11
monsters.
11 needs all their whales because there's so many whales up there that if two or three of them don't show up, they can lose everything. Because of the stat difference, or not stat, yeah, the stat difference, I guess, is tolerable to say.
That's something. That's
Um,
something we should talk about sometime. Is when you have a nation where you have such big whales, how you get your the rest of your nation gets complacent and just rely on them so much. Whereas like some of
we
these
talk
nations
about
that
that
are
shit all the time.
Yeah,
like
like
these nations that are balanced with power and stuff, where they're all fighting together because they need each other. And that was one thing I experienced in my original nation. It's like we just and so I drove the whale city when he couldn't because he was really busy. And so and that's all we had. That's all we fucking had. And so it just became too much. And then people got lazy because at a point before we
It just
merged,
sucks when your name has to be called for everything. And again, that's
everything,
my experience in
everything.
357. My
see
name has to be called for everything. It's just like enough already.
see
Like change my fucking name.
my my concern about 1111 is this, and I know they're listening, but is this
Okay, I
three
want to. I want to.
three of their top players is the same person. So it might become a whole nother Vegas if in the future. Not saying it
Don't say
is.
that.
I'm not saying it is going to happen. But when you have the three of the top players, the same player, you're taking that risk
You are.
of that happening. And then what? Then you have
Maybe it
And that
is
guy is
Vegas.
fucking crazy, dude.
What if
yeah.
And
it
people
is
got too
Vegas?
much money. I got some fucking real estate or some shit to fucking sell y'all, man. Like, goddamn, I'll find something to sell y'all. Because, man, I got a lot of fucking money, man. But you got making three of these fucking things? God damn,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
What?
And unfortunately, then I know that I don't want them, and on my bad side, but that's what I fear that happens when you got players that have many big cities. I get
Well,
it.
no, well, it's good.
I mean,
That's
that
good
guy's
you
gonna
say
get
that.
bored
It's good you
eventually.
say that.
No matter what you say, that guy's gonna get bored eventually with those three
Well,
cities.
but that's good that you say that. They should be a conversation that they have in their alliance if they care that much about their nation.
Well, here's another thing. If, let's say this: if they do have that conversation, and the guy's like, you know what, I'm going to keep the strongest one, and then I'm going to give the other ones out. Who in his nation is going to be a
What
spender?
846 beat him up in Elite War. I saw that in the chat.
Was that
Hey,
it?
hey, hey! You recruit Skank Hunt from 846 because he's a beast.
No, so what I'm saying is, let's say they do decide to say, okay, I'm going to keep the main, and then I'm going to give the other ones out, right? Well, at that point, who do you give the other ones out to if you can't recruit someone from a different nation? Like,
Yeah, no,
who
you
can
can't. You have
who
to
can
vet
keep
that. You have to vet them. You have to vet them.
like
You
who's
Give
going
have
to
it
be
to
to
able
the
to
active ones, Woody.
right?
I
But
mean, come on, bro.
the active okay, but it's going to trickle down. It's going to trickle
Yeah,
down,
you.
meaning
Yeah,
like
and
you're gonna give
it
all the bigger
trickles down
ones.
until you make it trickles down until you make a farm. That's what happens.
Well, I mean, that's
You
tough.
upgrade the guy until you make a farm.
I mean,
You know,
yeah, but
that's the way it should be.
it
If you're
should be.
not
No, no, but I
listen,
get
the
what you're
first
saying.
player that
That's
ever
tough.
got recruited to 425, right, with purchasing a city was Deadpool. He was our first like guy who bought a city to come to 425. Everything else before that was bought within the nation and exchanged within the nation and whatever within the nation. And every time that, even before, recruiting from other nations, and I purchased the city, say, like that was given to the next man up until his city got turned into a farm or the next man down.
Yeah,
There's used Vegas Mac, right? Remember Vegas Mac?
I do.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so Vegas Mac, when he left the game, I had his city sitting there. It was for sale for a while. I couldn't sell the thing, right? I couldn't sell it.
Right.
So what did I do? I gave it to Johnny Coyle, right? Which was the guy who was running Elite War at the time, showed up for every event, was always there, was always in the chat, was just always there. So he got the city. He didn't pay for it, none of those things. He got the city. But he had a decent city. He had like a C-37 at the time, I think it was, or whatever.
I
And
do.
again,
I remember. Yeah, he
at
was.
one city upgraded like 7 people, bro. Like it exchanged, like 7 different people got a new city because of that.
I
So
agree.
I listen. I think that. So I mean, I know this is small fries compared to what you guys talk about, but like in 847, I was the other person that ran our Wales account. And when he was trying to leave, he was thinking of just letting me have it. And I was like, I wouldn't do justice to the nation because I'm not a spender. Like I can't, I could not, like I would run the most ghettoest whale in a nation if you left that shit to me. And so I said, we would have to find some.
she
So
said ghetto as well.
like, no, it would have one fucking fleet at some point. Eventually, it would have one fucking fleet, which I would be dangerous with one fleet.
Yeah.
But uh, like, I just knew it wouldn't do my nation a justice, right? So I went and started vetting, but then the people in the nation got kind of freaked out. Like the leaders, they were like, so one of them actually bought it, but he's not a spender, right? So and I planned when because that guy was like he's like my big brother. So when he was I was gonna leave the game. Period. I wasn't even gonna play anymore. Uh, and so when he bought it, I was like, I just knew that you have to think about that. Like when you hand over those keys, who are you handing? Like what is that person gonna do? Like you have to be careful if you bring somebody new in. They have to have the same kind of vision and same kind of like they have to adapt to what you guys are doing because he's got the biggest swinging dick. But at the same time, like that's why the people in the nation wanted to buy it, but they're not going to be able to run that shit the way that my big brother did. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was it was rough. And so when I left, I was like, I just knew kind of how it was going to unfold. But I'm happy that they're still, hopefully they get a merge or whatever. But yeah, that is a tough one to a bite. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, what do you do with that? Like,
so
what do you bring anybody in? Some people wanted
no.
to buy the city just to fucking zero me,
So
and I actually
here's the thing about like if you guys do decide to do a trade in your city for a big city, just like what you're saying, you can't just put anyone in there. If you put a C-34 and a 41, you have now just put a C-34, and it's not going to grow into that 41. So when C-44 hits, it's going to be 41 5 years from now. Like,
yep.
like you have to be like if it's another 37, that it's a medium spender. I can see that being not bad because it can eventually grow up. But a 34, I mean, 3.5 years in, still 34. It ain't going to see 41 or
Well, and
42.
see, I ran a city for fucking 3 years, right, with him, and so I saw how expensive those troops are when he
Yeah.
got to that level. It's like I said, that shit's fucking. Hey, when he told me to run his account in void, and I'd fuck up because I love me some trap. I'd be like, fuck, that's like fucking $300, $500 just right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's not it. So it takes a certain person that can afford that. And people, I think a lot of people who've never been whales and been to that level, they totally don't understand that.
I had a
They like that's something.
I had a 34 say, "Hey, Woody, when you leave, give me your city." I was like, "What are you going to do with it? Is it just for a screenshot or something? Because you're not going to be able to even heal it. You're not even going to be able to send a speed to it because you're not doing it right now in your 34."
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. Hey, listen, that's why hey, I'll be 34 to 37 all day. I know my lane.
Yeah, 41 is it's fun, but it has a price tag. It has a price
Yeah.
tag.
And hats off to you guys. Like I will never.
I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if the city's for sale, you can't necessarily stop anybody from buying it and not spending on it.
I mean, you're not wrong
So,
on that, but
so at the end of the day, you got to kind of like position yourself, kind of keep your ears to the ground, and try to put yourself in a position to do the best you can to get those cities into the right hands. But if it's not your city and you don't make the call and then you're not putting the money up and all of those things, kind of just
So
got to deal with it. If you
actually,
look around,
us talking about this, I want to ask Lit Show. What like 858? I know you guys are really strong on vetting people. Like, what are your thoughts about that? I know you don't have big whales or anything, but
they got
what are
activity.
your?
They got activity, and
Oh, you got
that's
activity.
activity is more important than whales.
I know, but you guys got some big accounts that people want to get into. So, what is your thoughts on it, Lit Show?
I think he went MIA.
Lit Show.
I think his nation is at a point because they are so active and they're very successful that they can cherry pick who they get.
Oh no, they 100% they do. It's amazing. Okay,
And I
well,
mean,
who else?
and
So,
Nation 52, ED1, they cherry picked.
I mean, everybody should be cherry picking. Don't let any asshole in your nation, man. You'll ruin a nation quick doing that.
Yeah,
You know,
in
too
ED1
too
Nation
many
50
damn trolls out there.
in ED1 Nation 52, if someone sold it was what 38 back then, someone sold a 38 to the wrong person, it's getting lit up until that person leaves. Like that like you couldn't sell unless you got approved by Sayas at that point back then. Like they were that serious back then. Like
yeah, no, well, so I think I'm just trying to think because listen, I'm way too involved in Globe 10. It's ridiculous. Kill you later. Are you? Can you hear us?
there's a lot of whales in here. A lot more than people even realize. There's a lot of whales in here. I'm looking at these names.
I know. So kill you later. So 817, I think they just sold one of their accounts to somebody, and they got super lucky, and whoever bought their whale was like ended up being a great. And so it's just to me, it's like that is my biggest. Oh wait, we have Slip here 904.
Oh,
Are any of you going to talk, or do you have to like spam you?
I think you gotta scan them.
I know. I'm such a bully.
I actually like 904. What they got going on over
What
there.
did you want to talk about?
Oh, is that Flip?
That's
Flip.
Yeah.
Okay. So listen. Okay, let me go back to the question. If I'm a little fucked up. So hold on, bear with me. So when you guys bring people to your nation, and you don't have to like be super specific, but like when you vet people and bring people in, like kind of what are your thoughts and your process of dealing with that? Because when you're giving keys and even when you're selling cities and bringing people in, like what do you look for? What are kind of like the things what are the safety precautions that you take and whatnot?
But the caveat was bringing in somebody to run a big city, though, right? To
Yeah,
run a well
exactly.
account.
Yes.
So that's we don't have our whales are our same whales. So for us that doesn't apply. But when we bring people in, we have a group of people that talks with them individually, talks with them in a group, and just kind of sees how they fit. We also have people run. We have a couple C34s, C33s. We let people run and see how they fit in. And we've got a couple that come in with a C33, C34, and then when a city becomes available, we make them first priority, and then they'll go to C37 with that city.
So
but for us,
there's a list.
Our big cities aren't really available. We don't really have big cities available ever. Maybe one's changed hands, and not our C41s. Our C41s are all the same people.
And I want to say Cash was a huge player that you brought in. The guy walked into you guys' nation. I think it was like a C-36 that he got handed or bought. I don't know. But he's already at 41.
So
It's been less than
so
6 months.
so what happened there is we had Genghis, who's our strong C41. He came to 904 before we merged with 901. And so when we merged with 901, his C41 came with 901. And then he had another city he was already growing in 904. So that city wasn't sold. That city was given to Cash.
Nice. He got a good. Cash got a good deal. So what's gonna happen if 779 gets a merger? Is Cash still gonna stay in 904, or is he gonna go back to?
Why would he? Why would he not though?
Well,
904 are fucking monsters.
I understand that. This is just a question that I've been asked, and I'm like, I
No,
can't speak for him.
I like it. I was.
I can't
I'm
speak
sorry,
for him because his other city is so fucking strong.
I know.
Like,
Cash loves that city.
I know
So
he ain't giving it up.
So I don't see him leaving 904. He'd probably play both. He still plays both.
Yeah.
And he's super active. But if it was to be us, we would do the same thing we did with Genghis, where we'd just find the right person, and our whales would just probably hand him the city, as long as it's the right person.
Right. Long as they give it back to him, decide when they decided that.
Hey, yeah, Slippy. Hey,
you're in a. They're in a group there, where they can vet the person, know what the person's about, and wants to play with us.
Right.
So that wouldn't be very hard to find somebody, I don't think. Now, I could be wrong.
No, there's actually a lot. I know there's a line wanting to go into 904 right now. I've already heard all about it.
Oh, I know. Hey,
there's an actual line, guys.
I fight with Chubbs. About I'm like, you ain't fucking taking that person. I was like, I don't give a fuck if I ain't got no cities.
All the people.
To be fair, I think there's a lot of nations, Woody, that people want to join. They just don't have the cities available.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
it's just not
100%.
available yet. Yeah. I get a lot of people.
100%.
I got a lot of people that want to join my nation, but we don't have none available. I mean, yeah, we have Hellfish, but Hellfish wants 10 G's for his city, and that's on it. Let's be real. It's not at this point. He stopped playing before the warplane, before some of the off-street equipment, before the dragon. It's not worth it at that point. Like, he might get 5 G's for it. I hate to say it like that because Hellfish is an awesome player, but when it comes to what something's worth, he's fallen behind. If you don't keep up, guys, if you don't keep up to a city, you're not going to get for one. You're not getting a fraction of what you spent in it. We all know that. Period. Don't think you are, because you're not. But the average league guy can probably get 50 grand for his city if he really wanted to, which I know he won't, because he loves this game. But I mean, you're talking about max city for that kind of money. You're talking about beyond.
It's all about your nation and what your nation is doing too.
Yeah,
Oh, I know. I was trying to sell cities, and I had no idea what I was doing, and he schooled me on that.
Yeah, it's the nation is the win ratio in activity is so important to when you want to sell a city or exchange. We'll use that word. It's so important. If you got a losing nation, no one's going to want to be there. And that's just me being real.
Yeah, and for anyone out there, if you want to trade cities, you do it when you make that decision. Because like you said, the longer you hold on to it, it depreciates even more because it's even that much farther behind.
I will say these 41s, I would wait. If you guys are done, I would wait until the net 44 comes out, because then it's going to be worth something.
So can I just to everybody in the group right now while we're talking about this, so I get that so not, and this is outside of 904s, 858s, all these top nations that are winning events that have big numbers that are participating. For these other smaller nations, these guys that had grown cities and all of a sudden and they're so afraid to pull away from a C-41. But have you thought about like, yeah, if you stopped spending in that city and you went to a nation, and even if it was like a fucking C-34, because it is a long game, and you're not, and what is the average amount you're spending in each event, right? Which does not go towards growing your city, right? Like, what would you guys think about, like, if you guys went to one of these top nations and you got a Cydia account, and yeah, it might fuck with your dick a little bit, or your ego a little bit, but like, that money that you were spending to carry a nation, you can invest in the city now, and you can know that you had a infrastructure that was going to support gameplay rather than you carrying everybody. Like, what would that mean to you?
And to your point, you could now be spending to build up the city you were given versus all the extra consumables you're saying, to run the nation, to lead the nation.
And I agree with that. I agree 100% with that. Honestly, that's actually a
There's
good.
also another thing I want to add. There is no nation in this game that, or most likely there is none, that's 100% guarantee. Any nation can fall apart at any time.
Look at
And these so many years of playing the game.
look at ED1 and 52. They were top notch. Fucking everyone was scared of them, and they all it took was like 10 people leave, and now it went downhill. And I'm sorry, 52. I know you're listening. Sorry to
Yes,
put
but
your shit out
hey,
there,
but
but
Bryce, but you're in that fucking pool too. You got a great nation too. So it's not like you're that nation that I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the nations I came from, where we're basically dead. They were basically dead, or like I don't know, like okay, so 840, which is a great fucking nation, great fighters and whatnot. Um, for them, maybe it would mean more for them because like they're not whales or anything, but all that money that they're spending in these events, they go to this, and they can invest and build something to become something stronger. And then we start creating bigger, stronger nations to go against China, who gets merged like fucking 7 times. I was a little dramatic, but whatever. You know what I
no, but
mean?
it's the truth. It's the
You're
truth.
good. My point, I was just trying to make everything's a risk. I mean, I spent a shit ton of money on my city not knowing the future of my nation. And right now, we're definitely in a pickle, but we're still kicking ass with the problem we have. But I could have left and maxed out a city in like 425 or 385, but I took that risk and that leap of faith that fuck it, I'm gonna stick it out, and I'm still tripping how successful we are. Yeah, we haven't won a GC or anything, but we win like 90% of our events, and we're beating nations that everyone's like, you ain't got a chance. I'm
You
like,
beat us.
okay, well,
You beat us.
we got.
Hey, you beat the 796. I fucking remember 23 hours of fucking grinding on that.
And I think
They beat
people
us
will
in.
see that.
Go ahead.
I think people will see that and they will respect us. And people, I mean, there is people that want to join. Like I said, we don't have the cities, but I think people will really respect that at a point. Like, wow, those guys kept it together through all the bullshit. They must have something really special. Same thing what's going on with Holbrook. I mean, fucking, I don't know him, but what Vegas did is fucked up. But it's crazy how he turned that whole fucking bullshit around, and it's good for them. And that's something special to be a
And
part
you
of.
know what? Vegas is the best biofarm ever.
If you can get it, if you can get him,
No, I hit him every
you
day.
you know.
I hit him. I hit him every day, and then after I do that, I say, "Sorry, thank you for the biomaterial," and I give him another reason why he should give me his farms.
So does he actually have farms, or are we talking about the 41s?
The 41s.
So if you hit him every day, that means he's logging into his city every day and getting rid of his troops.
No,
He
she's saying
bubbles.
she sends troops to die for the
I send troops to
biomaterial.
die for the
Oh,
biomaterial
okay. I see what you mean.
every
Okay,
day.
all right.
I thank him, and then I thank him for the biomaterial, and then I'm like, reason 288 why you should give me one of your farms, and I tell him the different people that I can get here to come play.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong. If he's looking at it,
Yeah, I know.
he
I was
has
like,
he has
at
to be
some point,
looking
I
at
hope
it.
he looks at it, and he's like, damn, she's fucking hilarious,
I
and she said
was I
she said
was
she smells good.
I was so
How long do you
hoping
think it's
that
been since he's actually logged into his cities?
like played
He logged
played.
no. He logs into his cities every fucking weekend. Sometimes he logs in to bubble his cities the wrong fucking weekend. And that's how he became Frenzy Master one time.
It's funny. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Our plan was when we went to Void was to try to get the smallest farm. It was, but it was all bubbled, and I was like, well, that plan's out of question.
Yeah. That would have been a game changer right there.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And that's
in
what
reality, it would have kind of helped you guys out.
it probably would have, but I would also have been pissed because it would have been another fucking gift he wouldn't have dropped in Nation Chat.
Yeah, but that plan got ruined. But and you guys came up with a better plan and fucked me. It was awesome.
Hey, honestly, I that was such a fun void, and respect you. That was a grind, man. That was we were like 100 million back and forth, and I'll never forget you. And you guys were all in fucking EW, and we're sitting there, and we've been on the fucking phone staring at the screen all fucking day, and we're like, and Holbrook's like, hold on, we're gonna do this, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, there's no way they're gonna fall for it. And then what I loved when you were talking about it, everybody was saying that shit in chat. I was like, you motherfuckers could say all you want until when you got all them big cities and you can't see the city fucking level in the corner
I
and you
couldn't.
can't and you see that and that city's been there the whole time. You shut the fuck up.
You
Shut
see,
the fuck up.
you see where this city is right here. That's where he sat, right? And they pretty much,
Yeah.
and K had the same exact fucking skin on. You
Exact
can't even
skin.
see the level
You
number.
can't see shit. And everything was fogged. It's even worse. You can't see nothing.
Now, regardless, my fault is when I hit this to attack, I could have seen it, but I didn't even look at that. I just hit attack and went. That was my fault. I mean, it's clear as day right here,
Hey, hey,
but
I will be the first one to say if I was anybody, I would have done the same thing. Like I would have done the same thing because I'm like, oh yes, like hit. You know what I mean? It just it all like that was like hours. That was like 20 hours of just sitting there. We're baiting each other. We're going back and forth. That was probably one of the funnest voids I've ever played in as a team.
I agree.
And hats off to AP because she was the one that was in that position, constantly fucking hitting your flags, your T5 fucking attacks, like everything. So she created that momentum, and Holbrook just like, hey, we're gonna do this, and I was like, I mean, it was beautiful. It was
Now,
beautiful.
now, if we didn't have EW, I don't know if it would have worked.
Yeah, no, it might have been different.
It was that EW that got it. Like it gave you guys that opportunity to do
All
it.
of you guys were golden. All of
Yeah.
you guys were golden. Yeah, I know. It was definitely a great strategy. Hats off to Holbrook for that because I mean there was like probably about 10, 11 of us on fucking VC, and we were just like we were hyped.
Honestly, I probably would have still hit it. If I didn't see it, I probably still would have hit it.
Yeah,
If
I
I
mean, hey,
like
hey,
even like yeah, I probably would have still hit it and been the same way. Like oh fuck, that was a good one. I don't think anyone will. Maybe someone will use that same thing, but I don't think anyone's gonna really. That is wow.
I listen. Ever since that happened, like I'm like, oh, how am I gonna do this in like 796 or whatnot? But I'm like, yeah, they don't listen that well, so maybe that won't work that well.
Is it me, or do you think Camel put the portion to where you can remove the dragon just for that? Not the exact reason, but for the strategic planning of something like that.
I have
Because
no idea, but
because if that
but
dragon
but
wasn't removed, it would have given it away.
no, I know. Well, and it was I felt stupid when he was doing it. I was like, don't forget to remove your dragon, and he's like, do you think I'm not stupid? I'm like, no, but I always feel like I need to remind everybody of everything.
Facts. We have someone said. Let me. I seen someone say who was it? I think it was Holbrook, maybe not Holbrook. A whole kid said that for 41, bare minimum 2 grand a month, just to be, just the bare minimum to not even really be
Run it.
active, but to run
Just
it.
to maintain.
just to
Just to
maintain it,
maintain this.
and
Yeah.
that's not even speeding around, porting. That's just to maintain it. So
Yep.
if you
It's
have,
like my mortgage. That's my fucking mortgage.
I mean, it's it's not cheap. It's not cheap, guys. So I just wanted to put it out there that if you want a 41 and you want someone to give you, just know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah. Well, and if you want to be there for your team, right? Like, and you got to remember when you give somebody that 41, and that's why, like, for instance, in my original nation, like, I was the first one to say, hell no, I should not run that C41. Like, I can't afford it. Like, I can't. I would not do my team a justice, any justice in events. And so, like, I'm more of a supportive player. If you need me to come in, I'll help. I'll do whatever you want. You better give me rules and limitations. But even now, after doing that, I honestly never want to run somebody else's 41 again, ever. It's
Well,
too much fucking stress.
well,
Um,
I think we have to also put out there one thing that's very important. If you have someone that do runs a city, um, make sure it's kind of someone that does have a little money to put back into it, because if you put a non-spender in a 41 and he goes to void or EW, so on and so forth, they're going to use everything you have and not refill it, and that's a lot of money, like a lot of money.
yeah,
It happens a lot, and they don't care because you asked them to run it. So at that point, you might see 600,000 gold gone, troops gone, because they can't hide it and they don't know how to play without hiding troops.
yeah. Well, see, and that's actually perfect that you said that because the person that trusted me, I would put some money in it, but I am not in a financial situation where I could. So he was in a financial situation where it didn't matter, right?
Right.
The only rules that I had was don't sell my city, don't make sure you're number one, and don't use all my speeds. I don't
Yeah,
know why
right.
speeds
Don't.
matter.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't know why
say. I mean,
speeds matter.
how do you expect to run a city without speed? I mean, that's like number
No, no,
one
no. Like
consumable
I know,
everyone
no.
uses.
And I'll just use all your 25% speeds, and then I'll just go into your gold. Like I don't know what you want me to do, but no. He honestly, he was the best. Like he never expected. I think it just he really trusted me. But I tried to be extra careful with I was extra careful in void because I know I'm a very hard void player. And so when I ran his city and void, it was only during crucial situations. But during frenzy, he was like, "Fucking have at it."
Have a
Like, I mean, I'd be like 1.8 billion
get her.
points or whatever. Like he was a great person to play for. I was very grateful that he trusted. I don't know why he trusted me. The rest of the nation didn't know why he trusted me, but I was very careful and thoughtful about his account, and even when he left, I was kind of thoughtful about what. Like it shouldn't go like I wouldn't take it. Like it needed to be somebody that could carry it, and ultimately it was his decision, right? So
Right.
I was just really grateful that that was the first whale that I played for, and hopefully he comes back to 785.
You're talking about Vegas, right?
No, no, Vegas is who I want to get the city from, but I'm talking about my first nation was 847.
Wasn't that what was his
His
name?
name was Havoc. Havoc.
Havoc. That's who it was.
Yeah,
I remember 847.
yeah, Havoc.
You guys had
He,
Civil War. You guys had Civil War, and I remember him coming up to me asking what he should do, and I said, "Burn the fucking farmers, dude, because if you don't burn them now, they're gonna be really hard to get rid of later." And it was Civil War. You guys had your whole city wars all the time, like in the middle. The I remember that now.
oh no, hey. So we had the shortest lived civil war. Me and Havoc actually woke up one day. It was like fucking 3 or 4 days later, and all of our leadership had decided to make a truce because he would run his city all day, and then I ran mine, and
Mhm.
we were just fucking smacking shit all day. And then he'd go to sleep, and I rarely sleep. So I would log into his city, and then I would burn their fucking flags. I'd kick them out of fucking tiles. I'd kick them out of elite mines. I'd hit their fucking cities. And so it was like, and I was like, oh my God, this is the best Civil War ever. And we're killing everything. And then all of a sudden we woke up, and then our leadership was like, hey, they've decided we're going to come to peace. And I was like, but we weren't done.
We weren't done.
We weren't done.
People need to remember that it doesn't matter if you're done. If you start a civil war, it goes until the person winning decides
Oh
it's
yeah,
over.
we were the worst combination because I was like, tap in, motherfucker. Oh, you going to bed? Boop, I'm on. Let's go. It was harsh. And then they hit us. They actually hit his city, and it was right when he became C40, but he didn't buy all of his troops yet, right? So he had all of the older troops. And he was like, and we knew, we heard that they were planning a big attack on him. So he stayed unshielded, set his fucking skinny Medici on and everything. And he's like, I just want to see what my city does. He goes, plus, fuck these troops. I need to get the new ones anyways. And they had hit him with like fucking 60, like 50 to 60 people 3 different times. It took that much just to fucking zero him. And then it doesn't matter. His hospital holds. He still has a whole fleet, right? He has like 600,000. I was like, damn, that's sad.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's go back to war. Hey, re-up, let's go. That was actually a really fun time.
I want to bring up real quick about mergers again. So what I truly believe is what you guys said. It's going to be a long time before the somewhat fighting nations get a merger, but I do believe when the merger does happen, it's actually going to be a decent merger. It can be a year from now before I see another merger. If I'm being real, but I think it will be a good merger. Because if you notice what Camel's doing, they're merging all these farmer nations with semi-farmer nations right now. So what's gonna be left in the end? The fighting nations, and they're probably gonna be merged together. Somewhat fighting nations, we're not gonna get. Maybe we will get 785. Maybe we'll get 779. Maybe we'll get 799. Maybe I don't know. But I truly think that's the way Camel's going. Just by the statistics of what they've been merging in the past lately. 908 got a really good merger. 858 got a really good merger. We can all say, oh, it was handpicked. But was it, or was it really they knew what they wanted to do? Look at 923. There's so many people that want to get into 923. So many people that want to merge with them. And I think Camel knows that it's more about the activity and not the whales. Camel knows that.
It seems like you kind of have like a nation or two per globe that's starting to build up and pulling players around them in.
They are.
So it's not necessarily all the old nations, but 1038, 1111. There's a couple in the new-ish nations that are now getting to be 2 to 2.5 years old.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say about the third year, 2.5 to the third year in, you're not considered an old nation. I mean, we're at what, 13 something? What are we at? 1360, I think it is. I guess I'll have to look and see. I can just go actually into the globe map. Show me the newest nation. 1358. I mean, 900s are now considered one of the old nations at this point. It's fucked up, isn't it?
I mean, I know like late 900s are probably roughly 2.5 years old. So what, early 900s? Yeah, are probably 3 years old, a little more.
Yeah, Red Runner, yeah. We're all considered old nations now. As shitty as that sounds, and it seems like it wasn't too long ago when you first started playing the game. We're considered old.
What do you, besides like BP activity, all these other things we consider, has there ever been anybody thought that maybe there needs to be a certain amount of nations before they start doing merges again? So because like the way the GC brackets Where like
Yes.
maybe
Yes.
they're waiting for like 1400 to open and be like, okay, now we can get ready to start doing merges again.
Yes, that's exactly. I brought that up a couple lives ago. So how many nations do we have? Like 500 something nations that in the entire game, right? How many GCs brackets do we have? So much, and you got to have 32 nations per GC bracket. And I don't know what the magic number that Camel wants to see. And I'm not even sure this even makes any sense. But if they continue to merge 20, 25 nations at a time, over and over again, twice every GC season, they're gonna run out of nations to merge.
Correct.
So I mean, and I brought that up before, and obviously it did get shot down. But I was really looking at the math and trying to see what will happen if they keep continuing doing that. They're gonna run out. They're just going to run out. You're going to take that 500 nations and bring it down to 300, and then you got to wait 2 years before it gets back up there.
Correct.
I truly think
It's
that's
like
why
you
they
said,
went.
it's like you said, getting like people need to appreciate their. I mean, if it's a shit merge, it's a shit merge. Like it is what it is. But as long as it's a decent one, appreciate that shit because it's going to be a long time before
Yeah.
you get another one.
What was it? 8 months almost that before just this last merger, like almost 8 months.
Yes, correct. A real merger. That one, there was that little quick small one before that one GC. We all knew that wasn't like a real merge list. But yes, correct. 8 months.
Yeah, 8 months. How many nations are going up in 8 months? I mean, if you do the math, it's probably like we'll just throw 100 nations out there. You just
Yeah, hey, just basically all of us online right now, we're all fucked.
pretty much, but
Yeah.
but I think nations that got 2 mergers already, they're done. I really do. I think they're done. That it. Make the best you can, and that's it. Nations that got 1 merger, I think that eventually, when things get caught up, they're gonna get that second merger. I think that I would like to say the strong nations are going to be merged with strong nations because it's kind of a better. They can do a better matching up, especially with this head of state, because then you're going to be putting a strong nation against a weak nation versus weaker nations against other weaker nations. I mean, they got to have they got to have enough weaker nations to go against other weaker nations, if that makes sense. You're not going to see our nation against a nation that their highest they got is a C-35. It's just not going to happen. Uh, that
Well, what about that one nation, Woody? That nation that just merged with 822. They were a double merge nation from.
Yeah, but did you
Was it the
see what they have?
500?
Did you see?
Yeah, yeah.
It was six.
But you were saying that all the double merge nations
Wait,
are
hold on.
done as
Wait, can you share it? Can you share it?
Yeah, I think it was like what six something 667. No, it wasn't six
Relly,
six seven.
Relly's in here. Relly
Yeah,
knows.
Relly knows,
Relly, get online, motherfucker.
motherfucker.
I do this time?
Hi,
What
Everything.
was
Relly.
the nation that 882 merged with? Was it 539 or
Oh
something?
shit. 693.
No, that's Ronaldo's nation.
No, not that one. Six. Ah shit.
I thought it was a 5. Wasn't it 5?
Just look at the last
593?
merge list if you still have it.
I'm just saying. I think there could be hope for some of these double merge nations. I mean, it's going to be
Well, what
super rare, but it did happen.
better yet, what nation did they go? They went into 866. All right, we'll just check out
639.
866.
639 is the one that 882 merged with.
So with that nation, they still only got 241s, 340s.
Wait, is it China?
Have you ever seen a merge like that, Woody? A double merge nation merging into a single merge nation?
Oh yeah, many times.
Is this China?
Okay.
Dude, I've seen. No, this isn't China. I've seen a triple nation merger. I've seen triple nation merger for the first time go into a one like this before. It happened in the 300 nations that bumped
But
into
okay, so
600.
what did they have that was different than us?
Look what they got. So this is their first merger in the 6-footer. They got 3-nation merge, right?
Yeah.
And now they're getting they got that other merge, and this is still what they have.
Oh, never mind. I don't want to know about
Yeah.
that.
So 5
Let
nations
me see their.
worth.
Can I see their officer power?
That's even worse.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
a
No.
lock nation,
Nope.
right?
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. So they got one guy at 18, and
That's a lock
Oh
nation, though, right, Woody?
no, it's not locked. I went into whatever
yeah.
nation you guys told me. Is this a lock nation?
That's a lock nation.
Well, what you guys said they got merged into. Oh, that's 900. My bad. My bad. Why? Wow. I'm off my game. I haven't slept yet since fucking frenzy
Try.
started.
Hey,
So
try again. Hey,
Woody
neither
needs
have
a
we.
handy.
Neither have we.
6 what? 668.
I have no
69?
idea what we're talking about anymore.
What? Really? What was it again?
639.
639.
You're in charge, really.
633. What was I looking at
You
the
know
wrong
what?
one?
You should be able to fucking type in the goddamn
And I
globe
was
on.
talking shit about them too. All right, so all
Y'all
right,
don't want me driving the ship
Hey,
right
hey,
now.
all right.
Ain't
hey, hey,
nobody gonna
hey,
get a
okay,
merge.
hold on. I hope these people aren't like really good because I'm gonna feel like a dick.
All right, 882. That's what they went into.
Correct.
All right, here we go. They got
It's
141.
bad. Yeah,
Oh,
it's bad.
even worse. Officer power.
It's just
Ah,
crazy though. Like
weak.
you're
Fuck
getting
off.
this double merge nation merging with a single merge, and you got guys in the 700s that didn't even get their fucking second
No,
yet.
no, 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 no. When I said they only had one merger, but they had a 3 nation merge. Okay,
Yeah.
and then they got into this one. They
So
got
they
this
had a
merge.
bukkake, and then they had a fucking
Well, these guys was
a
4
merge.
nations. They were a double merge nation going into a single, so
No,
now it's total
no,
5
no,
nations.
not
No, no.
600. Not 600. Well, maybe 886 already got merged before this one, and this is their second merger. But the one before, the 600 some odd, they only got one merger, and it was a 3 nation merger years ago.
Oh, the
And
one you're talking about.
yeah, so this one would be their second merger.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That little like name plate thing with the fucking fire and the goddamn thing. That shit fucks with my OCD so bad. Can somebody tell Camel that they need to get rid of that?
So even with this merger, it's I hope they're
It's
not
not. That's
listening.
not impressive.
That's
That's not
yeah.
impressive.
But they got what they got what they got, and the smartest move they did was moving to 882. That was the smartest move because now they have a possibility, not against like 858 or anything like us, but against other farmer nations, which is who they will see. They won't be seeing us or you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like after even look, I've been on your podcast for the last 3 years. We're talking about merges. Like at the end of the day, now after talking to Holbrook and doing what we've been doing, like honestly, I would rather do that than ever wait for a fucking merge. Like I'd rather us do what we're doing, and if we get a merge, we have already set ourselves in place and set our infrastructure and set our foundation. So whoever the fuck comes in has to abide. You know what I mean? I am not. I really don't want to be at Camel's mercy ever again.
I think everyone in the game is at Camel's mercy right now.
For real.
I think they can. I think Camel could fuck off.
I mean, that's why we keep saying, like, we tell these newer players and like the 1300s right now, if you're listening, before you start dumping a lot of money into that city, you better make sure that that nation is an actual fighting nation, a spending nation,
Yep.
and not a farm nation.
Yep.
Because if you
And
dump a lot of
that is the big. Actually, that was the biggest thing. I think a question that somebody had asked me in a forum. What would you do differently if you could go back to the first, the first when you first started the game off of a fucking ad you saw on TikTok?
I would
Like,
delete the app.
okay. Besides that, I'd be like, I would have gone. So I think he's on here now, Max. Is it Max? Yeah, Max from Hi, Max. So Max, like
Hey.
when I asked, I wanted to know, So first of all, I asked Holbrook, "Who are you? What are you? What is he about?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. Like I didn't ask him all that." And I was like, "I've You're a horrible person at vetting people." Anyways, so when I talked to you and you were telling me what you were doing, I was like, that is exactly what I wish I would have done. Like, I wish when I started the game, I just came in and played. I didn't spend. I played as a free player. I didn't fall for all the fucking things, and I didn't get kind of hooked into that specific team. I don't regret it because I still talk to the people on my team in that nation. um you know uh yeah, I made a lot of great friends, but it was money wasted, because now that I realize this is how I want to play, that's what I would say. Find a team, find what you want to. If you're here, what are you here for? Don't spend money unless you know what your objective is.
And like you guys say, evaluate the nation. Is there cohesion? Is there adversity against all the other alliances? Are you playing with players coming from older nations? Why did they leave their older nation and land here, especially if it's a group of them? We ended up landing with a Japanese alliance who came out of, I don't remember what nation. So, several months into it, we sent some messages to their old nation mates, and they play their own way. So we said, great, I guess civil war is coming because we're going to dig in and have to get them out. And that's what ended up happening. Now they're in a third nation altogether. No idea how that's going for them.
This so reminds me. So I play another game other than this game, right? And it's the same kind of setup as this game. It's as well, just like a fraction of the price. And they're all like, "Oh, we're not gonna burn the farmers." I'm like, "Are you serious? You were literally gonna kill your nation by doing that, like in the long run." Oh no, we're not gonna do that. I was like, dude, you like you have no clue what you're saying. Um,
Hey, why did you just say that? Because you said fraction of the price, and now we're all like, maybe we should all play that game.
uh, you will eventually see some videos come up on my channel of it, but I mean I'm into this game, guys. I like this game a lot, but I like the other game as well. I did say that for a reason, though.
Oh God.
You can't
No,
just leave us hanging
Max.
like that.
What?
Max, I really appreciate it. It was funny because hey, I'm a little blunt force trauma. So when Holbrook was like, "Well, then fucking ask him your questions," and I was like, "Hey, I know you joined. Where did you come from? What nation are you from? What nations have you played in?" Blah blah blah, blah. And I was like, "Well, when you just played events with us, tell me what you thought about what it was like, and do not be fucking be blunt. I'm not sensitive."
Yeah, it's interesting. I've now been playing in 621, 785, 1038, and then my home nation 1083, and it's all different vibes.
Well, no, and I commend you on that, because I feel like almost kind of jealous that I wish I was more like that. Um, However, I am loyal to a fault, so wherever I ended up with it, I was kind of stuck with. Um, but now that I'm in a nation that I got to choose, yeah, no, I commend you for doing that. I think that's something that I would definitely tell people if they really want to play this game and invest, that what you're doing is exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah, I've been playing in 1083 with the same group for 2 years. Love
Oh
playing
my
with
God,
all of them. And
is that where Kent is?
no, he's 1038, but he's
Oh,
got a
okay.
city that I jump into from time to time there also.
Oh, fuck Kent.
I yesterday played 4 Frenzies and 3 Elite Wars. It was a hell of a day.
Fuck.
Fuck that! Oh my god!
Okay, no, but that this is just momentarily. You're just trying to figure out where you want to play, right?
That's exactly it. It's not a long term. I'm not spending and all. I'm buying some speeds, some gold here and there to keep up with the team. But I'm free to play, building the city to help you guys and kind of keep it up, going with the times. But
Yeah, no, I know. When I found out our competition was 621, I was like, God damn it. I was like, well, at least tell me that we're funnier.
We're
for
funnier.
sure.
Do I have a
Yeah,
wrong?
Dee Dee refuses to call me Max. She's nicknamed me Mark.
I think. Guy, let me ask you a question real quick. look in your minds and see what you can change. What is your average fleet size with no buffs, with the general, not Loreline, Morgan. What is your average fleet size? Because it's telling me I can only go up to 500, and I'm not. I got. I should be able to go way above that. Like, did they just change something?
With no buffs.
I can't answer that because I
I should
just
be.
default in lines. I hate the
I
mines.
should be close to a lot more than that. A lot more.
Oh.
This doesn't make sense. I should be like 550, 570, and then with a buff, bring it up to like 607, like just a regular, 2 hour buff. And then with like the 8 hour buff, it's like 630.
So that number does not actually factor in the zombies.
But regardless,
Yeah, that's true.
the zombies shouldn't matter at all. I'm talking about this number right here. 500 is not right. It should be a lot more than that. 52, 47. Some of those seem right. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It just doesn't seem right. Seems like something's off. Something seems off.
Hey, Woody, I do personally want to bring something up. I mean, it's just from what I'm seeing. I think some of the warplane equipment, I didn't see a difference. Or unless the guys that I was testing against literally unlocked the exact same skills, level them up to the exact same level I had. But
it's a
I just think
possibility, though, with that.
that's the only thing I can think of. If not, I think there's some fluff in this stuff. Maybe it'll be different when you max it out compared to just unlocking it. But just from my experience.
Yeah, so we all know, kind of like the officer's breakthroughs, until it gets to like almost max, it's kind of like weak, if that makes sense. But
Yeah,
once
that's
you
what I
get
was thinking.
once you get to like that max level 18, it's just like holy shit, the difference is just unreal. But you're not wrong on the the whole. They might have the same exact thing as you do. Like we all talk about this in the lives. I made a guide out there, even though some people don't agree with it, which I don't know what else to put. I don't know what else to put. That's what we all agreed on. With what should be done first, in what kind of order, and why. But I think we're pretty much all got the same. Some do have some of these unlocked because they spend a lot more. But I don't know. There should be some difference. I just think that there are people you're up against have the same exact thing that you have.
Okay.
Next few weeks, when people don't buy the max of it, I mean, you're talking about super whales, they're going to buy it no matter what. But there's going to be players that don't buy it, don't buy all of it, at least. That's when you're going to start seeing the difference of it.
Yeah, personally, I was buying all the packs, even the hundreds, and I usually don't buy hundreds just to unlock it all. Now that I have pretty much all of them unlocked except for the last row, I'll be cutting back and just slow growth in it now.
No, I don't know.
I think it's starting to get pricey, right? After 13 on a lot of them in the lab, the equipment lab.
Oh,
I don't know where you're at exactly.
Yeah, it does get crazy. Like this
It's
was like, I think like 1,500 to get to this level 13, the very last one, right around there, and it's a lot to get to the next level.
Jesus.
Yeah, because now I gotta go to I gotta take this to 22, 500 there, and that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's crazy.
Yeah, for one level, for one level. But I mean, it's a plane. But I'm more focused on this bomb right now. The storm bomb. That's what I'm focused on.
I mean, they're really good at making the best things the most expensive, right? Just like the evolution of the plane. The last two skills are like some of the best, and it ain't cheap to get there.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, this is definitely. I think that there's more. Excuse me. There's more to this last skill or equipment skill than we know yet. I think this is just the beginning of something that something else might be coming out to top on this. You know what I mean? Because this is the only counter you have against the increased damage to melee. This is the only counter you have.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's just the beginning of that skill. There's going to be somewhere else where that thing comes out more.
Didn't they say this is going up to 55 as well? Or was
30.
it? Or
I
yeah,
think
it was
that's
the other one.
speculate.
It was this that was going to 55.
If you had to speculate, you think they'll drop something else before they drop C44?
I'll say that there's not going to be another officer, but something's coming.
Something's always fucking coming. That's why I'm the best at talking shit.
Something's coming, but it ain't another officer. Promise you that. Now it could be a skin.
So obscure.
I don't know which one, but yeah, that's as far as I'm going to go in with that. Don't want to literally get myself in trouble. You guys always love asking that question, and it's like, ooh, do I get myself in trouble or do I just say it?
Nah, you don't have to say it.
Yeah. But I think this was a good live. I'm happy the people showed up. But we have any more questions, or are we about done?
I think it's time for Woody to get some sleep.
Yeah, I haven't slept yet either. So